So, you wanted the dolly that cries and goes to sleep?
Yes, Santa.
Well, here she is, and she's yours.
Oh, thank you, Santa.
Ooh. Now, who else wrote to me?
I did, Santa.
And what did you ask for?
Doll's house with furniture and everything.
Well, well, well. Here it is.
Is this for me?
It's all yours.
Thank you, Santa.
Now, who is left?
I am Santa.
And did you write to me?
Yes, Santa. And I want a locomotive and a train and a Punch and Judy show.
Well, I guess we've got something here.
Thank you, Santa.
Now, how would you all like to have a real Punch and Judy show?
Merry Christmas, glad
All right.
you're back. Hope you
Now,
stay a while.
everybody sit facing the fireplace. We'll see what we can do. Now, everybody watch. Punch and Judy, up here. Goodbye, Punch. Goodbye, Judy.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Punch and Judy, disappear. Now I have to go too. I have other children waiting for me. So, Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to all.
It's about time for... So, I'm telling you, the Celtics are going to win. If they can keep hitting from the outside, they're going to win.
Okay, so that's it, huh?
That's it. End of subject. Listen, I'm tired of talking about sports. Let's talk about something else over dessert, all right?
Okay, sounds fine to me. What do you want it to be? Name it.
How about, coconut pie?
No, I mean to talk about, you dummy.
Oh, yeah. How about, religion?
You mean God?
Yeah, sure, God.
Oh, it's a pretty big topic for dessert, I think.
Yeah, it beats coconut pie.
Okay, I'll play the game then. What's he like?
Big.
No. I mean, what's he really like? Come on, I really want to hear it.
You go first. I started this topic.
Okay, well, I don't know. I guess I'm like most everybody else. I don't think about God too much. When I do, I think it's either he's out to get me, or I'm going to jam, I got my back up against the wall, or sometimes when I hear something that makes me think God's out in left field somewhere.
Yeah, like us.
Well, what do you mean?
He's out in left field like us.
Maybe we better go back to sports. I don't think I'm following you at all.
Look. It's like we make God like us, right? I mean, in our image or something, you know? So, like, when we get out in left field with all these weirdo ideas about what God's like, we figure he's out there in left field with us being what we think he's like, right?
Are you some kind of an expert of something already? I don't know.
Look. I'll bet you go find you 3 people and you ask them to picture God, right? I will lay you odds that they live their lives based on that picture, right? Like, just the other day, I was talking to this guy. He tells me that he figures God's like some kind of big sheriff or something, right? Because he says, like, when he was a little kid, he used to hear that God was going to get him with lightning, right? And so he moved his bed around him.
guess you know you're trespassing, don't you? Yeah, who let you through them gates, partner? You are breaking ordinance
Merry Christmas,
747,
everyone. Welcome back.
paragraph
Let's get
double
comfy.
D. What do you mean, who am I? My name's God. This here's my horse, Guilt. Yeah, and you don't have to tell me your name, partner, 'cause I know it already. Yeah, I got it written down in a little book in my saddlebag here. Yeah, I've been watching you. From all the way across yonder, I've been watching you with my all-seeing eye here, just like a hawk. Every move you make, every step you take, every bond you break, I've been watching you. Yeah, I'm making me a list, checking it twice. Yeah, we're gonna find out who's naughty, ain't we? And who's nice. I'm watching you. So you better watch out, and you better not cry, and you better not pout. I'm telling you why I'm watching you. Let me tell you something too, partner. I wrote most of y'all off a long time ago. Yeah, most of y'all are going down the chute, if you know what I mean. And the rest of you, I had it about up to here with you, and I'm just waiting for you to make a mistake. Oh, yeah. I'm keeping track, too. Right here in my little book. I'm keeping track of all of it. Yeah, like that trespassing you just done, partner. It goes down right here. And when you get enough of them, well, then, let's just say it ain't a purty sight. Yeah, some of them think that it's all sweetness and light, don't they, Guilt? Yeah. Yeah, just like them right over there. You see them over there, Guilt? Yeah, her. Yeah, you, Julie Jones. You having a good time, are you there, Miss Julie? Well, let me tell you something, honey. You are breaking, let's see here, Guilt. She is breaking Ordinance 1937, Subdoctrine 728B, paragraph double D. And she is gonna get it. Yeah, go on, honey. Come on now, step across that line. Just one more there. Come on now, come on, come on, come on. There you go. There you go. Well, how'd you like to have the flu, Miss Julie? Let's give her zits, Guilt. Good shot. Yeah! That was a good one, wasn't it, boy? So what, you think it's easy being God? I gotta get my kick somehow or another. It's frustrating being God. Oh, yeah, one of you little suckers screws up, I get to take care of it, and I get to write it down in the book. Oh, then they always come back begging to get off the hook. Gotta go back there and erase it. Yeah, write it down, erase it, write it down, erase it. Drives me crazy. And then I gotta work for years to make them little suckers down there get religious. And once they get religious, I gotta work for years to keep trying to think up new ways to make them feel miserable and guilty. Yeah, it's a tough job, ain't it? Sure is. Yeah, but it's a good job, I guess. A lot of power involved, ain't there, boy? Yeah, most of them little suckers down there are scared to death of me. And I do get to carry around this big old cosmic six-shooter here. Oh, you think that's funny, do you? Well, you just remember, partner, I got your name in the book. I'm coming, all right? Would you just hold on there? Ow! Oh, man. Would you just hold on? I'm coming. Oh, these phones are driving me absolutely crazy. Well, you want something, or you just taking up space there, pal? Would you put a lid on it? We got people ahead of you here, so just hang on there. What do you want? Yeah. Yeah, I'm God, so what do you want, huh? I'm God, all right? We got that, pal. I'm God, you're a pest. So what do you want, huh? Is this a prayer or something? It's not Sunday, you know. Just hang on a minute here. Yeah, what do you want? What? Gabriel, it's about time you checked in, pal. Listen, Gabriel, I want you to get out there to California. You know the place? Yeah. You know that San Andreas thing, that earthquake fault thing, Gabriel? Yeah, well, you should know what I'm talking about, pal, because you're in charge of it, and it's slipping. So I want you to get out there and put some WD-40 on it, some oil or something, all right? Hang on a minute, Gabriel. Hang on a minute. Yeah, what do you want? Talk up, I can't understand. Would you talk up? I can't understand. Who is this? Michael? Michael, where are you? What's all the noise? What do you mean you're in Miami? Michael, you are in charge of Libya this week. Gabriel is in charge of Miami. You understand what I mean? So get back there to Libya and get to work. Gabriel, did you hear that? He's in Miami and you're supposed to... Gabriel. Gabriel. Gabriel! Would you put the trumpet down? You can play jazz on your own time. You understand what I mean? Now, you get that earthquake thing fixed and you get back to Miami where you belong. You understand what I mean? All right, good for you, pal. Get out of here. So what do you want? Huh? What, are you going to stand around there and gawk at me? You think I got nothing to do? I got plenty to do here. Little pests like you coming up here and bugging me all the time. I got all kinds of stuff to do here. Let me ask you something, pal. You ever hear this before? I help Sims that helps themselves. You ever hear that before? Yeah, well, what have you done for yourself lately? Nothing, right? You come up here and you bug me all the time. Hang on a minute. Would you put a lid on it out there? We got people ahead of you. You people are driving me crazy. You're driving me crazy. You understand what I mean? Let me ask you something. You any good with a needle and thread or anything like that? Yeah, won't you come give me a hand, pal? I got about 4 million angel costumes. They need some work. Oh, no, you're going to gripe to me all the time, aren't you? That's all you ever do. All of you is gripe to me all the time. You always want something. You always want. What do you want? Would you tell me what you... There's nobody on that stupid phone. Who is it? Who is it? What do you want? What... Peter, what are you doing calling me? Peter, you were supposed to be out there in the North Constellation supervising that work crew of angels. What are you doing? What do you mean they want more money? Peter, you tell them angels to get to work. That constellation has been looking shabby for about 7,000 millenniums now. What do you mean they want to form a union? Peter, you tell them angels to get to work. If they don't get to work, there ain't no union where they're going. You understand what I mean? Now get out of here. Beat it. Stupid angels, they want to form a union now. If they didn't sing so good, I'd get rid of the whole lot of them. Oh, they're driving me crazy. What do you want? Oh, great. Oh, great. Somebody's bringing a galaxy in here for an overhaul. Those stupid galaxies don't last any longer. Get out of here. You understand what I mean? Get out of here. Oh, wait your turn. You're driving me crazy. The whole lot of you. You're driving me crazy. I am sick and tired of you people coming up here and bugging me. I got it up to... Here with you. All right, you better make this fast. What do you want? Of course it's been busy. You little punks have been bugging me all morning. What do you... Would you quit crying? I cannot stand a crying female. If you don't tell me what you want, I'm going to be very angry, honey. You understand? What do you mean you just broke up with your boyfriend? Just broke up with your boyfriend and you're feeling lonely. Oh, is that it? Oh, yeah. Hang on a minute. She just broke up with her boyfriend and she's feeling lonely. Let me show you how to handle this. Are you crazy? Just broke up with your boyfriend. Are you crazy? Let me tell you something, honey. Boyfriend, schmoyfriend, beat it! Just broke up with her boyfriend. You're driving me crazy. All right, you got 10 seconds, and you better make it fast because I don't have time to mess with you today. 1001, where's my other inch? 1002, 1003, 4. What? What? What do you mean you just want to talk? You just want to talk?
Let me tell you something, pal. I got angels to supervise here. I got bills to pay, and you just want to talk? I got tornadoes. I got hurricanes. I got earthquakes to create. I got the Boston Celtics to take care of, pal. And you just want to talk? Let me tell you something, pal. Talk, schmuck. I got a universe to run here. Beat it.
God? Oh, wow, that's a pretty heavy question, you know? I mean, I guess I always thought he was sort of like Santa Claus, you know? He brings you things when you ask him, and like he really wants everybody to feel good, you know? And be one with the cosmos. It's like I was reading the other day in People magazine, you know? And there was this interview.
Ah, welcome, sir. It's such a pleasant surprise to hear from you again. Why, it's just been 2 months since last we spoke. Let's see, I believe that was, Easter, yes. Well, is everything satisfactory then from Easter, sir? I've got your list right here. The new split-level home, the swimming pool, and the jacuzzi. Oh, dear, jacuzzi. I did forget the jacuzzi, didn't I, sir?
I can't wait to see the
Please
bit where
forgive me, sir.
God
Let
is a
me notate
carpenter.
that. Jacuzzi, I feel so terrible about that. Is that with a 2Z, sir? Yes. And the new job, sir, is it satisfactory then? Why, no, sir. No, you'll be having no more troubles with your old boss, sir. Why, no, Siberia was a bit far to send him. Is Wyoming all right, then? Very well. And, oh, yes, sir. About the teenagers, sir, I'm so sorry. I could find no one to adopt your 2 teenagers, sir. Well, some things are a bit difficult, even for me, sir. Yes. I think that's everything, then. Well, what is it today, sir? I know it must be some sort of crisis for you to call on me like this. You wrecked your automobile. Why, yes, sir. What kind did you have, sir? 72 Chevette. I'm not so sure that's a crisis, sir. Just joking. Little godly humor there. Well, let me notate that, sir. 72 Chevette. A new automobile? Why, yes, of course, sir. What kind would you like, sir? Foreign or domestic? BMW. You are planning on becoming a yuppie, sir? Just wondering. Let me notate that, sir. BMW. Any style preference, then? 320i. Very well. And a color preference? Red. Oh, no. No, sir. Now, there's no need to thank me. After all, that's what I'm here for. I aim to please. Yes, your wish is my command. I'm only here for your convenience. We both know that now, don't we? Well, very well. Let me notate this. I don't want to forget this BMW like I did the jacuzzi. Let's see, 320i BMW red. You know, I was thinking to myself just the other day, I saw
Welcome back,
one of those
Gloom.
little BMWs
Here's a
going
lump
down
of
the road,
coal.
and I was thinking to myself,
Grease
what a
and
wonder it is
seedings.
to see what you humans have done with all the laws of aerodynamics I've given you to work with. I'm so proud of you sometimes I can just... No, it's nothing, sir. I realize you must be going, sir. You must have more pressing engagements. I'm sorry to bother you any further, sir. I was just feeling a bit lonely. I thought we might chat a bit today. But no, it's nothing, sir. Please go on. I'll see you at Christmas, then.
Hear y'all come in. We're having such a good time at my party, I just didn't even hear y'all. And it is a fun party, isn't it? Even if I do say so myself. Why, y'all don't recognize me? Well, I'm God. I'm the one who threw the party. Oh, but of course y'all don't recognize me, because y'all can't really see me. Y'all can't really hear me, because I'm cosmic. I'm from outer space. In fact, I'm lost in space. Anyway, enough talk about me. How y'all doing? Y'all don't feel any pressure now, y'all. I want y'all just to have fun at my party. party. Now, honey, we got some punch back here and some little snack cakes, little finger foods. They're so light and flaky, just like me. Now, all I want y'all to do is come in and just have fun. And y'all want y'all to get a good feeling in your heart about one another. Y'all all got a good feeling in your heart. That's all I want y'all to do, honey, is just feel good. And just get them positive energy, them good vibrations just going back and forth, back and forth. Ooh, that's so fun. Good, 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 good vibrations. Y'all so cute. Now, then when we all get on up to heaven, honey, why, of course we all gonna get up to heaven. Silly too. Now, y'all just don't believe all them silly old stories might be being such an old meaning now. This is a bunch of silly old stories from a bunch of old party poopers. Now, let me tell y'all, honey, y'all all make some mistakes every now and again, but y'all can't help it. I think y'all so cute. Of course we all gonna get up to heaven. We're all going to the same place. We're all just going by little different roads, and we're all gonna get up there, honey, just so long as y'all sincere and get a good feeling in your heart about one another and just have fun at my party till your daddy takes the T-bird away. Y'all so cute. Now, let me tell y'all, then when we all get on up to heaven, why, we gonna have a big party, and we gonna have such a good time. Now, come on, honey. We got the little snack cakes back here. They're so light and flaky. Come on now. We gonna have fun.
At our little church, we believe in God. We believe he used to do something or other. I don't quite remember.
I like the way you worked it, no diggity. I got to bag it up.
You know we have
Sluts.
the sweetest little choir at our church. You ought to hear them sometime, son.
Honey, you snuck up on me. Yeah, it's a good thing you did, though. It's about time for me to take my medicine here. Yes. Says, take 2 tablets once every 100 years, all as directed. Yeah, but... Say, you're not a doctor, are you? Yeah, well, my name is, my name is, excuse me. My name is G. Harvey. My name is G. Harvey. Jehovah. Jehovah. My name is Jehovah. You can call me God for short. I ought to know my name. I've been God for, for a long time now. In fact, I've been God for as long as I remember. In fact, I don't remember a time when I wasn't God. It's a pretty good job being God. Of course, I had all kinds of practice at it. I've been God for, for a long time now. I said that already, didn't I? Well, it's good being God. Mostly I sit around here a lot on my throne here. It's a pretty nice throne, isn't it? It rocks, see? Yeah. I can keep myself entertained for hours with this thing. Yeah. Of course, I used to be real busy being God. Yeah. I remember one time I created the entire universe. Yeah. Kept me busy for about a week. Yeah. And I remember this time I made this big flood, you see, and I got that fella to get all him... what was that fella's name anyway? Well, anyway, I got him to get all them animals together on that big boat there, and I made that big flood there, and that was one smelly boat, I'll tell you. Yeah. Ooh, and I remember this other time. I made this highway right through the middle of that Red Sea there, right through the middle of it, and I drowned all them Egyptians. Ooh,
that was one fun day, I'll tell you. Yeah, you should have seen all them little Egyptians. They was scurrying about here and there and going here and there. Yeah, well, anyway. Yeah, you don't want to hear an old fella ramble, I reckon, do you? Besides, them days is over now. Yeah, I'm sort of retired now, you might say. Yeah, I don't get too involved anymore. Once I got everything down there started, I just kind of sit back here and let it all happen. Besides, there's so much going on down there, I can't keep track of everything down there. Yeah, now I mostly sit around here a lot, and, well, about every 100 years or so, I do take tea with them angels. Chamomile tea and cake, angel food, of course. Yeah. I read my funnies here, and I do my puzzles. And
It has been a long time. A long time since last Berg, no doubt.
Mostly
Take
what I
this
do,
and
though, is
procure
I just
Berg.
keep my eye on everybody down there. I make sure that everybody down there is doing all right. And I make sure that they... I'm... There. Is it time for my medicine? Hey. I must have dozed off. Hey. Yeah, well, it's been real nice talking to you. Who are you, anyway? You're not a doctor, are you? Yeah, well, anyway. Say, you wouldn't happen to know let's see, one, two, it's a three-letter word across for supreme being now, would you? This crossword puzzle's just about got me stumped. Yeah, well, anyway. It's good talking to you.
Hello? Hello? Where are we going? Hello? Where are we? Who's there? Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Is anybody out there? Hello? Hello? Oh, hello? Hello? My name's Guy. This is my little box. It's nice, isn't it? I got everything I need. I got food. I got water. Of course, I used to be a lot bigger. In fact, once I created an entire universe without even getting thirsty. I used to have a big, deep voice, kind of like,
Like this.
But the church people told me not to talk that way anymore because I might scare somebody. Well, I used to roam all over the place doing all kinds of neat stuff. And the church people told me to get in this little box. Well, now they tell me what to do and when to do it. Well, as long as I follow all the little rules and I stay in this little box, then everybody's very happy. Of course, sometimes the church people do let me out of this little bitty box. On Sundays, see, they let me out of this little box and they put me in a bigger box. They call it a church building. And they sing sweet little songs about me, about how big and strong I am. And then they read from a book about the way I used to be. Of course, they won't let me go to any other church buildings or go home with them. Guess they're afraid I might get hurt. Oh, one time, though, a long time ago, I did all this incredible stuff for people. The church people caught me, though, and they put me in this little bitty box. Those church people just kill me sometimes. Well, usually the church people just let me out of this little bitty box on Sundays, and it gets sort of lonely during the week. But sometimes, on other days, the church people will bring some non-church people around to my box. And then the church people will read from the book about the way I used to be. And then they'll take the lid off my box very slowly, and the church people will say to the non-church people, see, there's our God. Isn't he sweet? Well, when this happens, the non-church people very often just shake their heads and walk away. I don't think they understand the box. And then the church people put the lid back on the box. And, of course, some people let me out of the box all the time. Maybe someday everybody will. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Hello?
So when I asked this old lady about God, all she can do is tell me how sweet her choir is at church, right?
Yeah.
Finally, I pin her down, and I figure she figures God went to sleep right after he invented lightning or something, you know? Well, another time I got in a discussion with this gal, this young gal, and I figured after talking to her that she bases her theology on People magazine, right?
I guess that's better than Popular Mechanics.
Yeah, I guess so.
You want some more coffee?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know where we get it sometimes. I mean, I figure if God ever lived up to all the weird pictures we have of him, we would be in a mess, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, wait a second. I just thought of something. I think you've done it to me again here. We've been talking 30 minutes, and you haven't told me what you think. What is God really like?
Okay.
I'm not going to let you get off.
All right, I'll tell you. I figure...
What?
You have heard this before.
No, I haven't. Look, I've heard most of your stories probably 5 times, but not this.
All right. Okay. I'll tell you what I think.
Okay.
But I got to tell you a story first, all right? Is it a deal?
All right.
It's a deal. Okay. More coffee. Here we go. Where do I start? With my folks. Well, no, okay, I'll tell you what. I didn't know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it had been 5 years since I'd been home, so I sure didn't know what to expect. I didn't write or nothing before I started back. And I figured if they had any warning, they'd probably be gone, you know. They had the house locked up and have the cops ready. So, looking back on it, I can kind of laugh about it now. It was a sight. It was the middle of the winter. I was freezing cold. It was hitchhiking, you know. It was freezing outside. I had some sweatshirt on, some jeans, you know, and the backpack, right? It was full of about 5 years worth of disappointments and one last joint to smoke right before I got home, right? So I could face the music a little bit easier. It was pretty weird because when I left 5 years earlier, I had $50,000 that I had forged out of a college account my dad had going for me. And when I left, all I could think of was freedom. Get away from my folks, get away from all their religious stuff, you know, just get away. I didn't think I'd be coming back like I was. In fact, I didn't think I'd be coming back at all. You know how it is. I mean, drug debts kind of have a strange way of emptying your pockets, and empty bellies kind of have a strange way of making home look real good. I figured like if I could make myself sound sorry enough, right? I mean, really lay on the schmaltz, you know, give them the emotion. Maybe they let me come home, you know, finish school or something. It was worth a try. I didn't have anything to lose. Anyway, make a long story short, I get into town about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? I go over to my old drinking spot in the park, you know, the place. I smoke my J, made sure I had my speech down good and everything. Great speech, Academy Award performance, the whole bit, you know. I mean, it was great. It would have made a banker cry, right? So, so I get over to the house about, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there weren't any cars in the driveway. Well, you know, it didn't surprise me because both my folks work, right? So I thought, I ought to check the mail in the mailbox, make sure they still live there. I mean, you know, who knows? I didn't know. They might have moved or something. 5 years, a lot can happen in 5 years. Sure. So I did. There's a couple of bills in the mailbox that were addressed to my dad, right? And then there was this note. It was all faded and everything, right? It's kind of taped to the inside of the mailbox door, masking tape, you know, it's kind of curled up on the edges, you know. And it says, Dear Kurt, there's sandwich stuff in the icebox and clean sheets on your bed and the key to the garage doors in the same old hiding place. Welcome home, Dad. P.S. We love you. stuck it in my pocket, and I went across the street from my house to these bushes that's across from my house. You know, I mean, I was not about to go in the house without my folks being there. I had enough trouble with cops as it was. Anyway, I said I was going to make this short. You know how I go on sometimes. 4 o'clock. Mom comes driving home from school. She's a school teacher, you know.
Right.
So she checks the mail in the mailbox, right? And then she runs into the house real fast. 10 minutes later, Dad comes driving up in the driveway. He slams on his brakes, and he runs into the house, you know? And about every 5 minutes, Mom, she'd kind of stick her head out the front door, you know, kind of be looking around. And Dad was sitting in that, you know, that bay window in the front of the house, right? I mean, he was sitting in that bay window, and he had in his favorite chair, you know? And he had the curtains open, and he was just sitting there, just staring out the window, you know. And I didn't work up the guts to ring the doorbell until about 1 o'clock in the morning. I just sat there in those bushes shivering, wishing I had another joint to smoke. And finally, I did ring the doorbell, you know, and when I did, my dad answered the door. And he just stood there looking at me. And then he starts crying. I didn't know what to do, you know. I stood there, I started to give my speech, you know, this great speech. He wouldn't even let me give my speech. Dad started hugging on me, gave me a sweater, because I was so cold. And Mom had dinner waiting for me on the table. My favorite thing is chicken. It's pretty cold, though, so she warmed it up for me in the microwave, you know. You know, I didn't get what I expected from him. Man, I sure didn't get what I deserved, but I am not complaining. As a matter of fact, that has made all the difference in the world, you know. Anyway, that's what I think, you know. Yeah. He's like a daddy, right? And he likes me. End of subject.
End of subject, okay.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I could tell you a bunch more theological rigmarole, you know, but I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I think he's a daddy.
end of subject, kaput. We quit. This is the real end of subject.
Yeah,
okay.
end of subject.
So we got to move on to something else. What's next? The weather, politics?
I think politics is a little boring after God, don't you think?
Yeah, you got a point there. So, things gonna rain tomorrow?
God only knows.
Yeah. God knows.
You make some broad book, Satanism, the Seduction of America's Youth. What you're going to see on this video will be revealing, shocking, and for some of you, disturbing. But it's important information you need to know. In 1966, a one-time carnival performer named Anton LaVey shaved his head, donned a hooded black robe, conducted a devil-worshipping black mass, and established the Church of Satan. LaVey's book, The Satanic Bible, which ritualized his religion, has sold more than 500,000 copies. Today, Anton LaVey is a recluse who grants no interviews and makes no public pronouncements. The affairs of the Church of Satan are overseen by two people, his daughter, Zena LaVey, and Mr. Nicholas Schreck, founder of the Werewolf Order of Satanism. Zena LaVey and Nicholas Schreck are the chief spokespersons for the Church of Satan, and they are the two people you will see me confront during this video. Whether or not you believe in a literal devil, you should be concerned about the plans of LaVey and Schreck to establish a satanically ruled society. This interview was not a debate with my countering the viewpoint put forth by the Church of Satan. The purpose of this video was to divulge information regarding the agenda of the Church of Satan, facts that until now have been cloaked in rumor and contradiction. After seeing this video, I'm sure you will be appalled by the evil teachings of Satanism clearly evident in the statements of LaVey and Shrek. You may wish to use parental discretion for younger children during some parts of this video. And now, the first family of Satanism. Let's come back to the beginning now for a minute. Let's go back to 1966, when this whole thing got started. The suggestion is that your father hit on a good gimmick. You're always accusing the church of being hypocritical and using gimmicks, but it seems to me that your father hit on a very good gimmick. And then there was a lot of showmanship involved. I mean, nudes on altars and satanic ceremonies. How sincere was the beginning of the church? How sincere?
It was quite sincere. There had to be public attention to pave the way for Satanism to be a recognized and above-board religion, as it had never been before. So there had to be public attention. You don't have a movement without moving.
And the archetype of the devil has always been as a showman.
And he
all
always admitted that.
musicians, all artists, anyone who has a creative way of attracting attention has always been accused of having diabolical powers.
Now, but what I find interesting is, although many people like yourself might think that he was only doing it as for gimmick's sake and because he was a good showman, you also complain that he won't come and be on your show.
Yeah.
So now, which is it? Would you rather have him be a good showman and come on your show?
Well, why doesn't he come out of the closet?
He's not in a closet. He's living his life happily.
But he is not, I mean, he is fronting an organization.
Listen, he came out of the closet in 1966 so that everybody else could come out of the closet.
But excuse me, but he is not making his views, his doctrines, his beliefs.
His views and doctrines are available in the
He's not
Satanic
making them open to the objective inquiry of the press, of journalists, of anyone. No, he's not. I mean, you are speaking for him, but he does not put himself on the line to defend what he believes.
He's past that point.
He no longer has the need to speak to the media in that fashion, and certainly the Christian media is a dying force.
And he's living his
life. Wait. The Christian media is a dying force?
The Christian media is now going through its last very extravagant death throes. Jim and Tammy Baker,
where do you get these
Swaggart,
statistics from?
all of the evangelists are slowly falling out of favor. And as we move into the Satanic century, we're going to see Christianity's last gasp.
Well, now hang on, excuse me just a minute, Nicholas. You make some broad sweeping statements that do not have statistical validation. Now, while it is true that certain televangelists have had a marked drop in their audiences, overall, the growth of religious media in America is exploding. Can you quote me any statistics in regards to religious radio stations and religious television stations?
There is much more.
Do you know how fast they are growing in this country?
There's much more religious media than ever. That's not what I'm saying.
And I think
I'm saying that's a sign of the death throes of Christianity. You've given up your ideals, and now you're joining the devil's ranks, which is to entertain people. You are now part of the media, which is something that the fictional character you base your religion on, Jesus Christ, would certainly not have condoned.
Well, now you
are now using...
Nicholas, you throw so many, you know, I don't want to interrupt you, I want to be polite, but you throw so many little zingers out that are just factually inaccurate. I do have to call you. You just casually say this fictional character, you completely disregard the historicity of Christ. But let's come back to that.
As most historians would.
Well, that's not entirely accurate, sir. Let's get back to the...
Well, it is quite accurate if you want to speak about that.
Let's get back to where the whole thing started, okay? Let's get some facts straight here. And I'm asking you, Zena, because the press has kicked these things around. Jane Mansfield Was Jane Mansfield a follower and or a lover of your father?
Yes, she was a member of the Church of Satan. I will not discuss my father's private life because I don't think it's anybody's business, but she was definitely a devout follower of the satanic philosophy.
Well, his private life has been pretty well discussed in a number of notable books on the
Well,
subject.
that's there for people who wish to
Okay, well,
discover
if you
it.
prefer not to, fine, but I'm trying to get some facts here. The curse, the story of the curse that killed Jane Mansfield, that your father supposedly put on someone else and she happened to be in the car.
Well,
Any truth to
that's been published in a number of books and papers also. So do you want me to talk about things
I'm
that
just
have been
asking. I'm just
printed?
asking you. I'm asking you. I'm coming straight to
No,
the
there was
source
no
here.
curse
There was
placed
no
on her.
curse. So she was not decapitated because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time because of your father's curse. That's
I would say she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, obviously.
But your father did not put a curse at her request. I mean,
On Sam Brody,
Brody.
yes, but not on her.
No,
Not
but
on
he did
her.
put a curse. And because she happened to be in the car with him when he was killed, she got killed
Because she
too.
ignored Anton LaVey's request that she break communications with Sam Brody, warned
Which
her
would have been the
to
healthy thing
stay
to do
away from her,
since-
so she did not
So,
do
but
that.
your father did put a curse
On Sam Brody.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the
Right.
story straight here. Marilyn Monroe, what was the connection with Marilyn Monroe?
That was an affair that the two of them had when they were both very young and were relatively unknown. It just so happened that both of their lives took off in a direction that, you know, garnered some fame. But at the time that they had this affair, they were both very young, late teens, early 20s.
Sammy Davis Jr. He's been pictured
Right.
worshiping in one of your father's altars, wearing a pentagram. Was he at a time a follower of the church?
At a time, yes.
Are there any prominent stars today who are followers openly of the Church of Satan, such as these people were back in the 60s?
There are, and some of them we already know of. Some
Who?
of them, well, if you want entertainers, King Diamond is a member of the Church of Satan. He openly admits that. None of these other heavy metal people are.
Right.
And then there are other actors as well.
Because of
actresses.
For whom? For example, whom?
Well, because of the recent hysteria we've seen, I'm not going to put their
There are
Copy
people in every
overload.
field
Merry
of
Christmas
endeavor
to
in
all the people in
architecture,
Pickles.
science,
Oh, as a
Excuse me,
matter
but
of
why?
fact.
You see, you blame it on hysteria, but in fact, if they're a follower of Satan, should they not be willing to step forward and say so? I mean...
Well, that's what we're embarking on now.
Well,
We
what
are
the
in
90s
process.
are going to see is a massive rise of Satanism. People are going to come out of the shadows and reveal themselves as thoroughgoing Satanists. Because what we're seeing now is the death struggle between the Judeo-Christian idea and archetype and the more ancient satanic archetype.
Nicholas, for $100, anybody can join the Church of Satan. That's what the membership form says. And that's a lifetime membership.
They can join the Church of Satan on that level. However, to become an active member of the Church of Satan requires that you are already doing something to advocate Satanism. Simply by joining, you do not become a Satanist.
So that's just a quick, easy $100 to pocket.
No, it's
Well, it is because I mean, just what do you get for your $100? A little membership card that says, "Hi, I'm a Satanist."
No, Satanism is not like Christianity, a way of gathering sheep together in one place. We feel that the best way to change the world into a satanic arena is by having strong individuals in different areas do their own individual work. So by joining the Church of Satan, you enter into the possibility of going into the higher echelons of the Church of Satan.
But if you join a Christian church, there is some obligatory relationship that you have, some duties and responsibilities to
Well,
perform.
the Christian
do you
church-
not have any duties? I mean, you pay your $100, you get your card, and that's it. You
if that's
require
all
anything.
you choose to do. Most Satanists, as most Christians, are not fully committed. Most Christians are not fervent
And
Christians.
you guys got that problem too.
Everyone has. When you are dealing with human beings, you have the problem of insincerity. How many Christians are true Christian? I maybe met 5 in my entire
Well,
life.
if they're not truly Christian, then they're not Christians.
So that just becomes a semantic problem.
Yeah, well, can you be a Satanist and not truly be a Satanist?
It's a problem of semantics, as I said. You can say you're a Martian. Well, what does that mean? Satanism is a very broad-based word. To be a member of the Church of Satan is another thing. If I say Bob Larson represents Christianity, therefore does Bob Larson represent Jim Jones and Jim Baker and Jimmy Swaggart and Charles Manson, other people who have called themselves Christians? So you understand the problem. It's a question of semantics and definition.
Okay, let's talk about the church for a minute, because there's so much that I would know and take for granted, and certainly you would know much more and take for granted, that the average person has no understanding of. It is a church. It takes that moniker. It presumes that position. And when we think of a church, we think of weddings, we think of funerals, we think of ceremonies of worship, of its views on everything from medical treatment to
those are all activities that go under the umbrella of the Church of Satan.
Let's find out what goes on in the Church of Satan.
Well, one of the main misconceptions is that the Church of Satan is a physical building where black-robed people come to congregate. The Church of Satan is an idea more than a building. It is a large network of people internationally who are committed to the ideas of Satanism. We don't all get together and have bingo games and raffles like Christian churches do to keep everyone feeling like they're part of one big happy family.
I have to jump in on you now. I don't approve of bingo games and
No, I didn't
raffles
say that you did, but you
and
understand.
I don't think that's truly representational of the legitimate activities of Christianity.
Okay then, if you can say that, most of what you are defining as Satanism is not part of what we would define as legitimate Satanism, just as I will give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you are a legitimate Christian and Jim Jones was not a legitimate Christian.
You're a legitimate Satanist.
The Church of Satan represents legitimate Satanism.
And some kid who gets a Slayer album and cuts the head off of a cat is not a legitimate Satanist.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere near him any more than you would.
All right, now let's talk specifically. Marriage. You perform marriages?
Of course.
What is a satanic marriage ceremony like? What do they do? They obviously don't wear white.
They could wear white.
They can wear whatever they want.
There is no dogma or constricting.
And there's no obligation.
Well, what do you do? I mean, like witches have a hand fasting ceremony. Do you have something like that?
Well, we encourage people to decide what they want. If they want a particular type of ceremony, then we'll help them write it. But there is no steadfast, hard and solid
the proper use of black magic is to find out what will work for you personally and devise a ritual that will fulfill your archetypal desires in a way appropriate to you. A ritual that would work for Bob Larson to get what he wants out of the world isn't going to work for the next person.
Excuse me, you said black magic. You just let that roll off your tongue like, hey,
easily.
A black magic ceremony for Satan.
Black magic, and again, it's a question of semantics, I would define as the use of will and ritual combined to create change in the world without any restraint on what that change might be. No hypocritical pretending that we are appealing to a higher force.
Well, have you been to a satanic marriage? I mean, have the ceremony?
Sure.
What was it like?
I've conducted them.
You married people?
Sure.
In the name of Satan?
If you want to use that terminology,
well,
yeah.
What did they do?
Would be satanic.
Well,
it varies.
We've all seen Christian wedding ceremonies.
Right.
So we know the philosophical frame of reference in which that occurs, but we don't know philosophically what's happening.
Well, a satanic marriage is usually they're considerably smaller, more intimate, and because you have a gathering of people who are completely for you, and each one is different from the other. We don't have a set rule as to what the marriage will
Unlike
consist
the
of.
Christian church that has an assembly line idea, a certain dogma is read, 2 people agree to it, you are now part of the Christian community in marriage. We feel that each individual should form a union with whoever they wish to,
But of course, Nicholas, that's because in Christianity there is a prior philosophical commitment as to what marriage represents. And so what I'm saying
marriage
is...
to us, to Satanism in brief, marriage represents what you want it to represent. We believe each individual is entitled to decide what their life should consist of. There is no bond to any supernatural entity.
And even to decide if you even want to be married
Marriage
at all.
is not mandatory, nor is... Nothing is mandatory.
Would you marry 2 lesbians?
I personally do not believe that homosexuality is a natural practice any more than you do. And I don't...
Would you marry them if they thought it was and wanted to be? I mean, Anton LaVey, the Satanic Bible certainly condones it.
They would certainly be able to marry themselves and consider themselves married.
Well, it may sound like an absurd question, but suppose Joe wants to marry his golden retriever. If we're all animals, I mean, can Joe conceivably marry his dog?
Speaking for the Werewolf Order, which is my organization in particular, we do not feel that homosexuality is a healthy or natural or safe or hygienic practice.
Well, you're contradicting Anton in the Satanic Bible.
No. I would agree with him in this sense, that I do not prescribe any moral onus against it. What I'm saying is do whatever you want to do, but accept the consequences that come with it. And
well, you're not answering the question about the golden retriever, and I'm not...
No, I don't. I believe bestiality is as repugnant to me as it is to you, but not for moral reasons, but because of natural reasons.
Wait, but earlier you said we're all animals. I mean, an animal's an animal.
Well,
so
animals,
what's the difference?
Animals don't breed.
A wouldn't mate with a Siamese cat.
Yeah, only humans.
So neither would a human
only
and
humans who are so neurotic that they break the natural law.
Without getting too intellectual here, you do have some
yes, I have a strong
differentiation.
See, that's something
that in effect you're not willing to call morals, but in effect places you as a human animal on a higher rung of evolution's ladder, giving you certain priorities over what you do to the rest.
No, absolutely not. In fact, I believe that animals should be protected by humans, as it is our duty as the inheritors of the earth to protect the ecology, to protect wildlife, and satanic ecology is forefront on our agenda. We need to protect the earth that we live on and our natural environment.
Let's talk about a worship service. Okay, you have sexual rituals, compassionate rituals, and destructive rituals.
And many more. Those are 3.
Well, those are the 3 main ones Anton talks about.
In
now,
the Satanic Bible.
Zena, these are the 3 put forth in the Satanic Bible. Describe them. Destruction ritual. What is a destruction ritual?
Well, we believe in vengeance. We don't believe in turning the other cheek. You keep turning the other cheek and you run out of cheeks. We feel that if you are wronged in some way, that you take it out with the person responsible, whether that's directly or indirectly, whether that's actually going to the person and addressing the problem or the issue specifically, or whether it's working it out through ritual.
May I ask, before you go on, have you never had an experience in your life, I certainly have, where I felt I was wronged by someone else, only as I matured later in life to discover, in fact, that in that circumstance I was the one who was wrong, and it was my own selfish ego that placed upon it the imprimatur of saying I was wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you claim the right to get even with anyone at any time, what if you're wrong? What if you do a destruction ritual?
Well, how do you know that you were wrong?
And what's wrong with your selfish ego? I would think your selfish ego is a healthier gauge of reality than some moral system found in a 2,000-year-old book.
I would think it's very blinding, because in fact,
by instinct, how could that be blinding?
We're getting back to our animal natures. We are beasts, and we decide from gut instinct whether we have been wronged or not.
Excuse me, you've never done anything wrong and thought you were right?
Let's back up even further. Maybe if what you were experiencing was some youthful ego thing that you think you were wrong, what about infants that are passed from one relative to another and they're fine, and they get to one person and they just start screaming, and there's something there that's wrong, and an infant can sense it. Is that infant reacting wrong? Is that a wrong reaction? Well, I would say that on a much more simplistic level, that is the way we react. If we instinctively feel that something's not right, we have to go by gut intuition.
What if you're wrong? What if you're
Gut
wrong?
What is wrong and right?
wrong.
And in our case, we are making up our reality. We decide what's right and wrong.
What
You
is
are
wrong?
letting the Bible or Jesus Christ or whatever God may be
Even
decide.
common sense. I mean, even leaving God out of it to suggest that you can make up your own reality, my goodness, that's what they did in Tiananmen Square. That's what they did in Germany in 1933. I mean,
and that's what they're doing in America in
These are examples of
1989.
people who created their own reality.
Everyone creates their own reality. The thing is, you speak for a consensus of reality which is acceptable. We speak for one which at this point in history is not acceptable.
Well,
so it's just a question of who manipulates the media, who has the most money to put their reality forth.
Would you pardon me saying that I find a world in which your ability to conjure your own reality as you perceive it to be a very frightening world for people like me, because you see, I'm guided by some codified rules that tell me what is right and wrong. In your world, I'm not so sure I would feel very safe.
Well, you would see that's your problem. You have, in the satanic world of the future, Christian churches will be allowed to continue because they pose no threat to us. We don't need Christianity. Christianity needs us.
Sure.
So we'll let it.
Sure. Tell that to the Jews in the Warsaw Ghetto. Why, we're not going to put you in gas ovens. We're not going to kill you. We just want you to wear an armband.
No, I'm not
for
saying
now.
that.
I mean, we just want you.
No.
But
I'm not
Hitler,
saying I'm a humanitarian. Don't try to whitewash
Hitler
me.
created a reality. Was it evil?
Hitler was a masterful black magician, of course. He created a reality. Was it evil? I'm telling you that I don't believe in good and evil, and nor can anyone decide what is good and evil. It's all based on historical and cultural values. In my point of view, the Christian religion is evil, in quotes, because it is negative.
Nicholas, I'm not a Jewish survivor of Buchenwald sitting here with a number tattooed on my arm. If I were, frankly, I'd be incensed. I'd be outraged at you suggesting.
Well, they are incensed and outraged. They're incensed and outraged.
You're not willing to say Hitler was evil?
Absolutely not, because I'm not going to bow down to your level of good and evil. That's so primitive.
Pardon?
I'm telling the human race.
What purpose would that serve? You want us to give you these lines.
I'm telling you, you have to decide for yourself.
No. I'm asking for parrots.
You want rules.
No, you do.
You want rules.
No, I'm asking you just a fundamental question of social colloquy in regards to how human beings treat one another.
100 years ago, Napoleon was considered the devil incarnate, the most evil person who ever lived. Now he's forgotten. Everything changes with cultural tides. Morals change with the weather. You can't say something is good or evil. You can only look at human behavior from a realistic perspective.
Well,
If you really want to look at what is evil, the book that you have sitting right there is probably the prescription for more evil.
The Holy Bible.
That's right.
And if you can tell me this is untrue, tell me.
Throughout history.
Exactly.
In the name of
more people have
Christianity.
died because of the Christian church in the past 2,000 years of its dominance.
Was the Spanish Inquisition
Well,
evil?
hang on. You got off Hitler here. You sidestepped Hitler.
No, let's talk about Hitler. Whatever you want to talk about.
We'll talk about this in a second.
Let's talk about the Bible. Let's talk about Hitler. Let's talk about everything.
I don't want to misquote you. In fairness to you,
it's interesting. Why do we focus so much on Hitler?
Why are you so fascinated with sex and Hitler?
I think this is very
I'm not
interesting.
fascinated with sex, and I'm not fascinated with Hitler. No, I'm not.
Because you keep bringing up the Holocaust and the survival.
I'm sorry,
these are juicy topics for you to address.
Those types
of
ad hominem arguments really don't make it in a debate. Okay, I mean that's intellectually dishonest, and you're a brilliant man, and even you know that.
What do you want to get at then? What's the issue of our debate?
The issue is, and I'm wanting to be fair to you. I'm not wanting to put words in your mouth or misquote you. You're saying, are you then saying that what Hitler did to 6 million Jews cannot be morally quantified and called evil? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely not, nor can any act of any human being or animal be judged good or evil. There is no such thing as good or evil.
Yes, I agree with that, because if you look at every war, no matter whether it was the Third Reich or whether it was the Spanish Inquisition or any war, any movement has always caused bloodshed.
Whoever won the war decided what evil was.
And then the victors wrote history. So you always have to keep that in mind.
If King George had won the American Revolution, George Washington would be remembered as one of the great evil tyrants of all time. History decides what is good and evil.
But now
so if Hitler had won?
If Hitler had won, obviously, your school books would say Hitler was good, everything else is evil. It's so relative that why can't the human race step out of this primitive argument of good and evil?
6 million corpses.
What about Stalin and 10 million Polish?
Let's talk about
the Ukrainians?
Sure.
Why is there only one Holocaust, one evil?
Was Stalin?
What about in El Salvador? There are millions of people dying right now.
Slaughtering of the Ukrainians through famine a malicious act of evil?
There's no such thing as evil. It was a typical act of a human being. And if you want to look at human history from the day that we came from the primordial swamp that creation began in, what you're calling evil is part of human nature.
It's part of evolution also.
How many? Now, what about the millions of people who were killed in Europe, accused of being witches, children and women burnt at the stake, while crowds of good, pious Christians gathered around and watched them burn for a Sunday celebration?
I will call that evil.
I won't call it evil. I'll say it's human nature.
I will call it evil, and I will take it a step further to say that it was philosophically the antithesis and totally inconsistent with what the Bible teaches.
Well, maybe the problem is...
Now, hang on. What Nazism did to the Jews was philosophically consistent with the occult Aryan ideas of Hitler. So what I'm saying is...
Well, that's what you're deciding, because you're a Christian in 1989. The Christian church rulership in the 1600s would think you were a heretic for saying such things. So all I'm telling you is morality is a relative issue, and nobody can decide what is good and evil.
Is murder relative?
Murder is absolutely relative. When we sent, when I say we, I mean the American government sent our troops to Vietnam to kill people. Was it evil? Were those good murderers? Are there good murderers if they're wearing a soldier's uniform and bad murderers if they're not?
Would you say that to the mother of Sharon Tate?
Yes, I would say that to the mother of Sharon Tate. In fact,
do you want to let Charlie Manson out of prison?
That's a whole other issue.
Do you? Do you think he deserves to be let out of prison?
Charles Manson, for one thing, I don't believe is guilty of the crimes he's been accused of. But that's a whole other issue.
You're kidding.
Well, how much do you really know
How much do you know
about
Charles Manson? How much do you know about Hitler?
Well,
how much do you know about
now, wait a minute. Zena, Charlie has pretty well made his philosophy known. I mean, he's spoken clearly and openly. And there's no denial on his part of his role in the Tate LaBianca murders, that he sent those people in that house to commit a bloodbath.
Where'd you hear that? I can show you 20 years of quotes.
Where you've heard that.
Are you saying that Charlie Manson is a rational mind? Are you saying this man is not a murderous psychotic? Is that what you're saying?
By your point of view, of course not.
Now, you see, what I find interesting
go ahead.
Is my father is now suddenly lumped into these ranks, because all around me I hear now that my father is just like Manson and just like Hitler, and now I'm beginning to question.
No, you don't. You don't. Many people
But this is a common opinion, and now I'm beginning to question why. Why is my father so much like Manson, and why is he considered so much like Hitler, and why is he considered so much like even Rasputin, who completely turned the Russia upside down? And now I'm beginning to realize that maybe there are two sides to every story, and maybe if you examine the other sides that you don't hear about, you learn something that is a little more illuminating.
Zena, I don't find it terribly surprising that there should be some analogies between your father and people like Rasputin. It seems pretty reasonable to me in terms of the ideology that he set forth. It really is a get yours first, don't look out for the other guy, Machiavellian kind of philosophy.
Well, that's right. But also you were referring to other people in history that I was saying you have to consider both sides of every story.
There's another side to Hitler?
Do you think there's only one side to anything?
Guy killed 6 million people.
And that's all you know, and that's all you have to know.
No, I know much more about Hitler than that, but in terms of determining his moral place in history, I don't have any problem.
Now, we're in the same position.
Who determines the moral place? Who determines it? Who has the right to determine what is good and evil?
Well, of course, I would respond from the standpoint of the Christian ethic, but even a humanist sitting in this chair.
I don't like humanists any more than Christians.
You don't like humanists either?
Humanists, you have to understand this once and for all. Christians must know Satanism is not humanism. Humanism is based on Christian ethics and ideas. It just doesn't have Christ, but it has the same appalling ideas about equality, love for everybody, indiscriminate love for all living things, and we oppose those ideas.
Altruism, humanitarianism,
Humanism
all that
and Christianity are in bed together. They're the same thing. There's no
the
difference.
humanists might not appreciate that, but I hear where you're coming from.
Of course they wouldn't.
A white witch
And
or
as far as I'm concerned, there's Satanism and then there's other people.
Yeah, your father in the satanic rituals really puts out some zingers at the witches who want to be white witches. He says there really is no such thing. A witch is a witch is a witch.
That's right. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Now there's where I do agree with your father. Yes.
I think you would find that you do agree on a lot of principles with the satanic philosophy. If you clearly understood and looked at it, we are saying that the act
Well, I don't know if I'd carry that
in
far.
the sense that the act of manipulating and using the will and using ritual to create change is, by any definition, satanic. And anyone who does that is at least an ipso facto Satanist. So these witches that say they're good witches, white witches, nice witches, are as hypocritical as a Christian to me.
Your father also says in the Satanic Witch, quote, of psychics who say, God gave me the gift. These people are playing the devil's game, but refusing to use the devil's name.
Well, that's right. Wouldn't you consider any form of divination or faith healing or tarot
Divination
reading?
is biblically forbidden. I would consider it to be satanic.
So we would say that anything that would fall under that category would be considered satanic. And it's not just us. I mean, this has been throughout history. And predating Christianity, there have always been those who have veered from the mainstream, whatever that mainstream was, who have gone out in the wilderness and built shacks to live in, to be away from the mainstream and live their own lives the way they feel they ought to.
Well, the one thing I can say, you Satanists are certainly more honest than most witches when it comes to acknowledging the authenticity, the reality of what you're doing.
We're not, as I was saying, you might not like what we have to say, but we are honest. I mean, we don't claim to be anything that we aren't.
Well, speaking of honesty, before we get off Charlie Manson, do you want to talk about what happened August 8, 1988 in San Francisco?
Well, I wrote a book called The Manson File, and I've interviewed Charles Manson.
I want to talk about the ritual you held in the theater.
Yeah. Nicholas coordinated that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And when the movie showed...
Let me explain what happened. The Other Side of Madness, a film that was made in 1970, an exploitation film, was shown. And of course, as everyone has reported in the national media, the audience cheered during the murder sequence.
Well, this is a bloody murder sequence. I mean, this was when Sharon Tate's body is slit open and her child, her unborn child, is removed. And
no, that didn't happen, but that's a fine point. But yes, it was a bloody murder.
The audience cheered.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas,
have you been to a Friday the 13th movie?
Unfortunately, but yeah, Nicholas, you're sitting there so calm.
What do you want me to do? Cry? What do you want me to do? Have remorse and break down in tears?
This is what I find interesting.
What is the proper reaction from a Christian?
You won't say that Hitler is evil, You sit there calmly. You want us...
What do you want? What's the right thing to do from the Christian point of view? Should I moan and whine about it?
Isn't this what you expect
We're
of
looking at
us?
human nature. If you can't accept it, that's your problem. I can.
Murder is always part of human nature.
I don't...
Is it wrong? Is it wrong to murder?
Wrong?
Are you going to change it?
Is it wrong to murder?
Is it
Zena,
wrong
is it wrong to murder?
As it says in the Satanic Bible, can you love the blood-splashed jaws that rend you limb from limb? Is that wrong? Can you love and feel...
You haven't answered me.
I am answering you.
Is it wrong to murder?
Depends on the circumstances.
No, you answer the question. Is it wrong to murder?
What is wrong? Murder is part of life.
We're telling you, we don't believe in good, evil, right, wrong dichotomy. If I come at you and you kill me in self-defense, is it wrong? Should you sacrifice yourself?
No, wait, wait a minute.
Murder can't be
That's not murder.
Murder is no more wrong. Well, there, you're deciding.
Murder is no more wrong than what?
You're deciding what murder is.
What is it then? Define everything if you
All
want
I'm
to debate it clearly.
There always has
Zena, we've
been
got 6,000 years of human history to define what murder is.
That's right. So how are we
Killing
going to define
is a part of animal behavior. Humans do it more than others.
I don't really believe that I would need to worry about walking down a dark alley and being followed by either of you with a gun in your pocket. But what you have just said, let me finish. What you have just said, articulated to the masses, particularly in a dysfunctional society where people are filled with all types of anger and rage because of past abuses, what you're really doing, I think, is potentially lighting a fuse. I'm not worried that you're going to pull a gun out of your pocket and shoot me in front of these cameras, but I don't know that somebody else might not do that because of what you said. You're not willing to condemn murder.
Let me answer your questions in 3 points. The masses. We have no regard for the masses. Satanism is a religion for the elite. It is a religion for leaders. It's a religion for competent people. It's not a religion for anyone who wants to be a Satanist. We don't say welcome to the club.
The homeless, the handicapped, those with multiple sclerosis.
I don't want the homeless, the handicapped.
The people in Mother Teresa's home for the dying and the destitute, they need not apply.
I don't want them. You've taken that on your shoulders. That's your job. You're doing a great job with the homeless. You help everyone. We're helping those who help themselves, as it says in your Bible. And you can take the weak.
No, it doesn't say that in the Bible.
You can take the decrepit. You can take people who can't help themselves. We don't want them. It's simple. It's very simple.
The homeless you don't want to shelter?
No, I don't want to shelter people who can't take care of themselves. Why can't they?
The hungry, the starving, you don't want to
more.
feed? Zena, go ahead, Zena. What were you saying?
That produces more of the same. There has to be some change. If you look at the animal kingdom, how is the animal kingdom able to survive? There is no such thing as homeless.
Back to social Darwinism again. In the animal kingdom, you preserve what is strong.
Hang on.
You give more food to the stronger animal.
Until humans
you don't feed the weaker one.
I'm trying to...
There's no welfare in the animal world.
I'm trying to remain as academically detached as I possibly can.
It's not an academically detached question.
Is so absolutely disgustingly outrageous. Now,
and
just wait a minute. Let me.
To me, it's disgustingly outrageous that you would help these weak people who are draining our resources, who are causing so many problems. We could be doing positive things in the world.
Zena, I want to ask
these weaklings are taking away all of our energy and resources. And you've decided to help them. That's disgusting to me.
You've never been to a refugee camp.
Why would I possibly want to go to a refugee camp?
Well, Zena, I've been
You have
there.
this masochistic love for weakness.
And what do you think that'll gain you?
Because women have more sensitive natures. I just want to make sure it isn't this firm resolve of this man who's over.
If you're going to get a soft reaction from me because I'm a woman, then you won't.
Not. If you were in an Ethiopian famine camp,
what would I be doing there?
Isn't that the problem of the Ethiopian government, to take care of their own people? Why should we be taking care of them?
No, I tell you what it's the problem of. It's the problem
of a communist totalitarian ideology in the Mengistu government that put those people in the place, a philosophy, sir, a philosophy of dialectical materialism, a communist me-first philosophy that is not far from what you've said.
See,
now, just
okay,
wait.
let's put it back on an academic level.
No, let's get back to the refugee camp.
Okay, now...
You don't, I want to ask Zena, you don't want to feed starving people. You want them to die. That's what you're telling me.
Now, I like your salesman technique of putting words in people's mouth.
Then you speak for yourself.
Did I ever say I want them to die? I'm saying, why do they exist in the first place?
Would you feed them?
Why would they be allowed to
Would you raise
exist?
money? Would you do what you could to collect the resources to feed them?
Would a wolf raise money to collect resources
for the
to
whelps
feed
of the land?
a monkey in the tree?
Just yes or no, would you?
I'm using analogies. No, of course I wouldn't. If I did that, wouldn't they become more and more dependent on me and less dependent on themselves?
No, not
why is
necessarily.
that?
Well, that hasn't been proven yet.
No,
so.
not necessarily.
Well, if you look at the welfare state we have and the people who are on welfare,
what are they doing to
that there are
improve their lot?
generations
Nothing.
There are generations of welfare recipients.
I understand that.
It's not like just a temporary thing.
No one's defending welfare.
Well, but it's all the same
But we're talking about
You
people. No. We're not talking about either lazy people or incompetent people.
Incompetent people.
No.
Yes, we are.
Sir.
The Ethiopian government is incompetent.
But the people who suffer the starvation
Why do we have a responsibility to help them unless we believe this nonsense in the Bible?
Because
if we're realists, we don't have any.
Beings, because they feel pain, because they suffer, because they hurt. Does not the hurt and pain
That
of
isn't enough. That isn't enough reason.
Does not the hurt and suffering of another human being at all
if the human being is worthy of my attention, I love people who are worthy of my love. That's very few.
And what you're saying
people
is
who are strong, I admire them. I'll help them. I won't help people who are weak.
And what you're saying is we have to take the responsibility of other people's actions upon ourselves when we've done nothing, absolutely nothing, to have that result. We didn't do anything to
Does that
promote.
Matter? They hurt. I mean, they're in pain. Does it matter? Does it matter? They hurt. I mean, you hurt. You call yourself an animal, but you hurt. You cut your finger, you bleed, you trip and fall and break your leg.
Where's the social agency that helps hurt Satanists? It doesn't exist. We help ourselves. And we encourage the same kind of self-discipline.
Well, you go to the same hospitals I can go to.
And let me tell you something. When I go to a hospital, they see I'm dressed in black. They look at what they call occult symbolism, and they say, oh, you're a Satanist. I get treated last. That's because
you've chosen to wear the black.
And I'm proud of it. I'm not complaining. I'm saying, look at the reality of the world.
You're wearing a camel hair blazer. You're a Christian. Why should we?
I'm not asking for help.
I wouldn't treat you last.
Okay, but I'm telling you that's the way the world is. We don't look for help. Why should we give help to others?
This is, Zena, this is your father's book, the Satanic Bible. I mean, this is it. This is the diatribe of the devil that has brought together thousands of people in your belief system.
Mm-hmm.
I dip my forefinger in the watery blood of your impotent, mad Redeemer and write over his thorn-torn brow, the true Prince of Evil.
Isn't that poetic?
Do you believe that, Zena?
And aren't you taking it a bit out of context?
I'm reading it. I mean, I'm reading it.
Well, isn't
hand me that Holy Bible, and I'll read you something too.
Zena, you know what I'm reading. I mean, you know the book. It's page 30
by our
right
standard,
here.
Jesus is the true Prince of Evil.
Will you let me read something from my own book?
Well, let me read it first.
Oh,
okay?
And why is that?
You don't want to. I'm reading.
Why can't I choose things to read as you would choose things from your book carefully
because I'm the person conducting the interview right now.
Well, maybe we should interview you.
Survival of the fittest.
I gaze into the glassy eye of your fearsome Jehovah.
Right.
I pluck him by the beard. I uplift a broad axe and split open his worm-eaten skull.
Right.
Did you know who wrote that?
You tell me.
Do you know who Ragnar Redbeard is?
Who?
Ragnar Redbeard?
No, yes, Redbeard, yes. He wrote this. Well, your father's re-quoted it here.
Okay.
Whatever the case. Now, this is violent. This is abusive. It is
to Jehovah.
It's insulting, but beyond the insulting part of it, do you not find any reprehensibility in using this kind of language? Mind you, I don't believe that Buddha is God. I don't believe that Muhammad was a prophet. But I would never write something like this about Muhammad or Buddha.
That's because you feel like you have to please everyone.
No, because I would have some feelings of sensibility. I mean, you don't feel that there's any inciting of any violent rage in people in this type of language?
Obviously there is.
Of course
I'm
there
asking
is.
Zena, do you?
Of course there is.
Oh, you do believe there is the inciting?
There's the inciting of some realization. I wouldn't say of a violent rage. There's the inciting, what I've heard anyway, that people read that and they say, yes, that's the way I've felt all my life.
All right, I want to go through the 9 satanic statements, and I'm going to ask each of you alternately, if you will, to elaborate on them so that there is no misunderstanding.
It should be pretty self-explanatory, but...
Unlike the Christian Bible, the Satanic Bible speaks for itself. It requires no scholars to have councils of Trent to decide what this word meant or that word.
I wouldn't say that the Bible does either, but let's get to the 9 satanic statements, okay? Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Zena?
Isn't that self-explanatory? What is indulgence? That you have to be good to yourself before you can adequately be good to others? Is that evil? Is that wrong?
Are there any limits on that indulgence?
There's another section in the Satanic Bible that differentiates indulgence from compulsion.
Okay.
Maybe you'd
and
like to read that
self-destruction.
part.
Would you not, let's suppose that a pedophile's indulgence were the molestation of children? Would you place that under this particular heading here of the first satanic statement, if that's his indulgence?
It's clearly stated in there how we feel about children and animals, and you know it.
I'm asking you.
It says in the Satanic Bible that we revere children and animals above all things.
So there are limitations on the indulgence?
Of course. There are limitations imposed by your own self-discipline and fortitude, not because you believe what you read from God. That's a very primitive and silly way to go about living. We live because we know what is right for us.
You know.
Mm-hmm. And to us, as it says in this...
You've constructed your own individual reality.
And I think it works a hell of a lot better than the Christian one.
Okay. Well, since you talk so much, I'm going to come back to you for number 2. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. I think that does need some explanation. What do you mean?
I really don't see how it does need explanation.
What is vital existence?
You don't know what vital existence is?
I'm asking you.
Our life here and now, living for, as I've said, all of the earthly and carnal pleasures. What is a spiritual pipe dream? Looking to some external deity or source for your answers. If something horrible happens to you, you just pass it off and say it's God's will. I'd call that a spiritual pipe dream.
Okay. Nicholas, Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit.
Look at the world as it really is. Don't delude yourself into thinking it's a way that it is not by calling upon holy cant and scripture as your guide to life. Let's look at the real world, look at the human condition as it exists right here and now.
Okay. Number 4. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. See it?
Well, I already explained that too, insofar as turning the other cheek. Kindness, if you're kind to me, then obviously I will be kind to you. We treat people as they treat us. If someone's going to be rude to us or treat us inappropriately, then they have to expect that in return. We won't waste our kindness on what we would consider ingrates, and that is being treated with disrespect or rudeness.
Number 5. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. And let me flip over here to page 33 and also quote in companion to that, quote, "Hate your enemies with a whole heart. If a man smite you on one cheek, smash him on the other. He who turns the other cheek is a cowardly dog."
Doesn't that speak for itself?
Yeah.
What's your
Well,
point?
what would you do?
I'm just asking you. I'm asking you. These are your beliefs.
Right,
Hollywood
those-
Boulevard, and you were attacked by a gang of drug dealers for no apparent reason. What would you do? Would you bow
Pray
down
for
to
them,
them
or
and
would
say, "I'll
you
pray
strike
for
them
you"?
back?
Or would you try to do something to survive?
Well, you see, I don't. You're asking. You want me to
No,
answer
you
the
asked
question?
me
I'll be
hypothetical
happy to answer the
questions,
question.
so-
You see, I most certainly, if my life were endangered by someone who murderously or violently were attacking me, now some Christians would differ on this. Some would say kneel and pray. I'm not one who would kneel and pray. I don't run 5 miles a morning for nothing. I'd run. I'd get out of there as fast as I could or fight for my life. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about vengeance and revenge.
If you wrong me, however you wrong me, I will give you that same wrong back.
But if someone is physically striking you with their fist or hitting you with a steel rod, there is no question in anyone's mind you're being wrong. But in the abstract, and this is what we get back to earlier, it seems that you reserve the right always to determine who is the wronged party by your natural brute instincts.
Yes,
and what
we
I'm
do.
saying
That's right.
is that the Bible tells us that the heart is deceitful and wicked, and who can know it? And common sense tells us that we all have been mistaken at some point in our lives, assuming that we were the wronged one, when in fact we may have been the person hurting someone else.
Let's examine the human condition. Butts and fiesta buckets.
The Bible
I love
is a guidebook
Mexicans.
to how not to survive.
No.
The hero of the Christian religion is someone who willingly sacrificed themselves. Now, to me, someone who willingly dies on a cross and thinks that's a victory is a neurotic person. I don't worship such a God. So if you want to sacrifice yourself, go ahead. We want to live and survive, and you live by returning a wrong back to the person. It's very simple.
And I think that's the irony, too, of all the accusations of our sacrifices, whether they're children
Let's examine
or
the
animals
human
or whatever.
condition. Butts and
The
fiesta
whole
buckets.
concept of sacrifice
I love
is a Christian
Mexicans.
concept. Because we don't believe in any anthropomorphic deity, there's no need to sacrifice anything for anything.
Well, we'll get to that. I'd like to come back to that in a moment if I can, please. And if I forget, you please bring it up, all right? I want to get through these statements here. Number 6, Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. Zena?
A psychic vampire is someone who drains you of your vital energy, someone who is constantly looking to you for their support and for their energy. Responsibility to the responsible means if you demonstrate that you have a certain amount of responsibility, you will gain that much more responsibility. Your actions are rewarded by what you achieve or what you acquire, rather than being siphoned off to someone who hasn't deserved them.
You know, Zena, before there was any Nobel Prize for Mother Teresa, and really before most anyone knew who she was, I visited her home for the destitute and dying in Calcutta, and I saw the poor people laying there in the throes of death. I saw her comforting them, touching them, giving them what food and water they needed. Those, by your definition, were psychic vampires because they could give nothing back.
And you don't think Mother Teresa had some ulterior motive
No.
that she wanted these people to...
I really don't.
You don't think she wanted them to see her point of view?
No. As a matter of fact,
No,
these
I
people
don't think
could
she
not.
did,
I don't
actually.
think. As a matter of fact,
Because
speaking
most missions or missionaries want to convert people. They want people to see
save
their...
souls. Isn't that what Christianity
that's
is
a
designed
presumption
to do?
I think that you people have made, but
Well,
you're
I think it
you're
goes
talking,
deeper
I
than
think
that.
You've
I
made
think-
that presumption, but I think I've visited more
I
mission
think-
compounds.
I think
Let me finish.
Okay.
I think I've visited more mission compounds around this world than you have. And I remember being in a Bangladesh refugee camp some years ago during that time of bloody war. And I saw a Salvation Army officer standing by the bedside of a woman who had walked 100 miles just to get there to escape the fighting, and she was dying. He could not speak her language. She had moments to live, and I said to him, "You cannot convert her. You know that, don't you?" He said, "Yes, I know that." I said, "Why are you doing it?" He said, "Because I feel it is necessary to offer her a few moments of tenderness and comfort in the last minutes of her life. He had nothing to gain by it.
Well,
now she was
she
was a psychic vampire by your definition.
Okay. Underneath the whole Christian theology and the whole organized structure of Christian dogma is what I feel is a masochistic, almost love and wallowing in despair and death. Christians love nothing more than to see suffering so they can go and whine and moan over it and help people and feel how good they are that they're helping people. It's a very morbid religion.
Believe that?
You worship a God who's nailed and bleeding to a cross. Everything in the Bible drips with morbidity and death.
Flesh and drink his blood.
And yet you
There's
accuse us of being morbid. If you want to be around dying and sick people all the time, then you have every right to, but we are not obliged to help these people.
And shouldn't that be a choice? Shouldn't that be I thought this was a free country. Shouldn't that be a personal choice from one individual to the next? Certainly there are going to be people who derive pleasure from doing that. And who are you to say that there are going to be people who don't want to do that? Who are you to say that that's wrong?
Maybe it is a greater evil, when all is said and done, to keep millions of people alive who are not ever going to be productive, who are going to drain all of our resources and create a stagnant world.
But to comfort them in the hours of their death, to offer an act of human kindness.
Well,
that's why there's people like you. You don't want us there.
You want us to be like that as well?
You go hug them. I don't want to.
Well, if I were that dying person and you were standing over my body, yes, I would want you to be like that. If you were dying...
Just by being a human being, you don't deserve my love and respect.
Pain?
Of course. And to those I love that suffer pain, I will comfort those who I like, those who I favor. I'm not everybody's friend.
Well, I'm sure you, Zena, heard the story from the Bible of the Good Samaritan. Are you familiar with that story?
Right.
Do you know what it's about?
To argue this point is just going round and round.
No,
because,
it is an important argument point.
Your main concern in Christianity is to help the weak. Christianity was designed as a religion for slaves, after all. Historically, if there is any truth to it, the first followers of Christianity were slaves in Judea. Now, is that not true?
No, that is not true.
Who were the first followers of Christianity?
In fact, the first followers of Jesus Christ were not only common working people, but some of the most eminent intellectuals of the day, such as Saul of Tarsus, who was...
Well, Saul of Tarsus is the person who recreated the Christian religion in his own vision and rewrote the scriptures in the first place.
Well,
he caught on to a
I'm sorry,
good
but that's hardly historically accurate.
Well, that's really interesting, because one Christian will tell us one thing, and another will tell us
Christianity is fine.
What did they tell you?
Christianity is fine for people who have this great love for weaklings. Well, we don't have it, so why must we be forced to be a part of your love for all mankind?
Well, you certainly must not be forced. Nobody would force you to do anything. I guess...
Can't you understand that?
I find it difficult to accept.
You really want us to put up a fight or put up an argument, but there's no...
Go help them.
I just wonder how
you've
been able to psychologically insulate yourself in such a way. I cannot. I mean, I've not always been a Christian. And long before I was a Christian, it was just a matter of human responsibility to another creature, though I may not have believed them to be a creature of God as I do now. If they were suffering and they were in pain and they were hurting, I reached out to them.
How much clearer do I have to make it? A strong animal does not spend all of their energy and time on earth helping every weak animal. You help those in your own pack, in your own tribe, those who are like you, and those who are not like you and who are not contributing to you, you do not have a responsibility to.
If you want it on simpler terms, you can say that we are of different species.
Let's get to an issue that Zena raised a little earlier, and it's one that I know is a very sensitive one to you, and that is the issue of the allegations of human sacrifice. Now,
it's not that sensitive.
I will first of all go on record as being very clear in stating that my understanding the Church of Satan official ideology, the party line, is that we do not condone we do not permit, we do not practice, or encourage human sacrifice.
Correct.
Okay. What of those people who do read the Satanic Bible, who do hear your father's teachings, and then practice animal and or human sacrifice in his name?
Satanists. Just because you read a book doesn't make you that thing.
How many people have read the Holy Bible, misinterpreted it, and acted on it?
Do you know what John Wayne Gacy said to all of his victims
He read the
before they died?
23rd Psalm. Should we now say that John Wayne Gacy is a Christian murderer? It's a foolish, sweeping generalization.
Okay.
Anyone can read a book. Mark David Chapman, who killed John Lennon, read Catcher in the Rye. Should we ban Catcher in the Rye? Leopold and Loeb wrote Nietzsche. Let's ban Nietzsche. Where do you stop?
I think there is a serious issue in terms of artistic freedom of expression that you've raised. I also think one has to determine whether or not inherent in the language expressed, the deeds that result from it are philosophically consistent with it.
There are far more violent things written than the Satanic Bible. So you can't tell me that that was written in such a way to promote violence.
Oh, I'm not saying that it was. I'm just saying that it lends itself by the nature of the language used. Well, let's read it. Let's read it. Okay.
Let me quote something. Jesus said, I come not with peace, but with a sword. Now, if I'm a Christian and I say, well, I have a sword, I'm going to go kill non-Christians. It's a matter of interpretation. I would say...
No, that is absolutely philosophically inconsistent with the larger worldview of the teachings of Christ.
Just as it is with Satanism.
Well, okay.
Why blame the acts of a few nincompoops on a book?
We'll read from this book if you'd like, but let's read this book, all right?
Because this one's more interesting.
Mad dogs are destroyed. Okay? The fact remains, given the opportunity, they would destroy you. Therefore, you have every right to symbolically destroy them. And if your curse provokes their actual annihilation,
rejoice.
Rejoice that you have been instrumental in ridding the world of a pest. He is made to be trampled underfoot.
You love quoting that. I've heard you say that before.
Have you?
Yeah, you really say it with gusto.
You could be a really good Satanist.
You never know who's listening to you when you're on the radio. Well, but Zena...
It was just that little snippet that someone played for me.
Zena, you have every right to symbolically destroy them. I'm a writer.
Now wait,
I'm a writer and a journalist. I know the responsibilities of language. If your curse provokes their actual annihilation, in other words, you're only doing this symbolically, but if in doing this curse, putting the pins in the voodoo doll or whatever, if in fact they actually do die, rejoice.
Of course. Why is that inconsistent with our philosophy?
I'm asking you, Zena, your father wrote this book.
Right. So what you're saying...
If the person actually dies as the result of the curse you put on them, rejoice. Believe me,
what do you think would promote a curse like that?
Give you the opportunity. If there's an out here and you don't mean that, fine, say so.
Of course we mean that. What do you want me to say? Oh, no, he didn't mean to write that. Of course. What do you think we would use a destruction ritual for?
It's to destroy,
if your wife
obviously.
is raped and murdered, and you don't know who did it, and you want to throw a random curse at whoever it was that did it, and if it works, shouldn't you be happy?
Or should you mourn the rapist, which I guess Christians mourn the people who kill them too? Because
what is it? I don't know.
What response do you want from us?
Don't you think that a destruction ritual... I think you seem to have this idea that we toss around these destruction rituals right and left. We do them every Friday night with
at
no
random.
regard.
We just go through the phone book and
we just pick people out with no regard for who they are. Don't you think there's a reason why we have that?
Sure, you feel that you've been wronged and have a right to get revenge.
And explain to me why that is wrong. Explain to me if it's something that's so blatantly obvious.
The explanation is that when we allow every individual to become the arbiter of his own actions, the rule of thumb of his own conduct, and the determinate factor as to whether or not he is the wronger or the wrongee, then we have millions of individuals running around choosing their own courses of action.
You'll never have that.
And
People are too lazy to decide that.
In a society, we have a lot of very hurt, angry, dysfunctional, psychotic people who then, in turn, use this as an excuse for reprehensible action.
Granted.
And they use Geraldo Rivera, too, as an excuse to kill their mother, because Geraldo Rivera brought Satanism
A psychotic could look at TV Guide and find a motive for murder in it. It's really a moot point. You can read any book in the world and find an interpretation that you feel is valid to it.
Music. This is your album, Nicholas. It's called Radio Werewolf, The Fiery Summons. You're pretty good at marketing yourself.
That's the devil's place. Illusion and showmanship.
You mean the devil is alive and well in Madison Avenue?
Of course, advertising
I
is
think
the
you and I
devil's
agree with
trade.
that. You're a self-described satanic musician. You've heard his music, Zena. What does it sound like? You tell me.
It's more along the lines of classical music. It would be the equivalent to, it is satanic gospel, I guess you could say. It would be the equivalent of what you have.
Except the word gospel means good news. In this case, it's
good
bad
news to us.
It's good news.
Bad news for you.
What does the music do to you when you listen to his music? How does it affect you in a certain way? Is there something about the mood, the ambiance of this? What does it do to you?
Well, the music and I'm beginning to work with Nicholas on his music. We make music for a purpose. It's not just background music, or it's not just, you know, fluffy, light stuff.
This is not elevator satanic music.
It's ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
By listening to, so if I put this on and listen to it, I'm participating. But you're a listener. I'm asking you, how does it make you feel?
It's very stirring. It's very emotionally charged. You can't listen to this music and say you don't feel something, because you do. I'm sure you would probably feel either hate or fear or rage or something.
I don't know, maybe he's a great musician. I just say the guy's very talented.
Right, but I would say that someone who would listen to it would probably feel very similarly to how one might feel if they're listening to classical music that is bombastic and emotionally charged.
Here's a song called Incubus, which is about sexual cohabitation with demons, a human being cohabiting with a spirit being.
Right. That's what it is. That's correct.
True.
So,
and
how does that make you feel?
Well, this is another
this
form
is a
of
woman
mythology.
cohabiting with a demon.
Right. There are succubuses, too, which
Does that make you want to do it, or what?
That's really bring it down to the lowest
I'm asking
level.
you. He says it is ritual music that draws you into
that
its intent.
particular
I'm asking
song,
a point-blank question.
That
Don't
particular
pass it
song is
Does
designed.
it make you want to do that, or what does it do? He's named it Incubus. What does it do?
It's very stimulating, of course.
It's designed for sexual
It's designed
arousal,
to sexually
of course,
stimulate.
Of course.
Prepare one for a cohabitation with a demon?
Well, I don't believe in demons. I'm using a mythological word, incubus. It's an archetype. It is a real force, but you believe in demons. I don't. You're talking about demons. I'm not.
Is this commercial music? Is this is it going to sell, or is it just Satanists who listen to this, or who's going to run out the record store and buy
Satanists
it?
listen to it, and people who respond to a satanic philosophy, whether they call themselves Satanists or not, listen to it. But it is not intended for the millions. Certainly not.
You mentioned King Diamond earlier. King Diamond is a member of the Church of Satan, correct? King Diamond is a metal musician, kind of thrash metal, black metal. How do you feel about the Metallicas and Slayers of the world?
Well, musically, I think I hate rock music. I think rock music's one of the most dangerous influences on young people in a long time.
Well, why is it dangerous?
It promotes self-destruction, which we're adamantly opposed to.
It promotes the use of drugs. It promotes a very conformist attitude, even though rock musicians and...
Under the guise of nonconformity.
Does it bother you, Zena, that they're kind of using your symbols and your faith and ripping it off to get rich?
No, I wouldn't say it bothers me, because they're doing what they have to do.
It's a sign of the times, unfortunately, but it is...
But if it gets a kid into Satanism, hey, isn't that better for you?
It doesn't, though. No, it really doesn't.
It doesn't, because they don't
All it
have
does
a
is
clear
give them
idea.
a surface illusion, which really has nothing to do with Satanism. So it is of no value to us that these people utilize satanic imagery If we had public record
excuse me, I
burnings,
don't understand why. Because it seems to me...
because that is...
People are happy being Christian.
...respond to the satanic philosophy or understand it. It isn't for the millions. It isn't for the masses. It is for the rulers and leaders of the earth. It's for people who achieve. That's 1% of humanity can achieve. Now, people are going to move away from Christianity in droves, and they are, but that doesn't mean they're all going to become Satanists.
You describe the Bible as an occult book.
Mm-hmm. Because...
You say you're not an occultist. Christians
exactly.
are.
Christians, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, believe in such concepts as birth by a virgin, angels and demons, the existence of eternal life, immortality. At the end of the world, corpses are going to rise out of the grave and become real again, depending on whether you're a tribulationist Christian or whatever denomination you are. The end of the world is a good thing.
As a Satanist, you know the dispensationalists and the pre-tribulationists and all that?
I wish I didn't know anything about them, but I'm forced to deal with them, so I know every kind of idiocy that is called Christianity. Exactly. It's an occult book. It is all about occultism. It's God is a spiritual creator in the sky. Christianity is occultism. Satanism says that these gods and belief systems that humanity needs and should have are archetypes, mythologies that make human beings behave a certain way. Everything is a fairy tale. Christ is a fairy tale as much as Satan. It depends on what archetype you choose.
Zena, if this new satanic century truly does come into being, if your numbers increase in the Church of Satan, and as you would hope the numbers of Christians would decrease, and then suddenly you are the people of the new social order, describe to me what that social order would be like.
Well, I think it would take on its own momentum. We would have, what we would see is nature taking its course, because that's all we stand for, is to let nature dictate what our actions are, whether it's on a moment-to-moment level or a gut instinct level. And
Can you be more specific? I mean, what about some of the laws? Would the laws of the land as they currently are change any?
The laws would probably become stricter, if anything.
Let's look at capital punishment, for instance. In a satanic society, a murderer wouldn't last a minute because every individual would have the right to defend themselves then and there. Someone broke into your home.
Vigilantism? Go out and get the guy?
It's worked for thousands of years, and it should work again. If someone steals, cut their hand off, as they do in Saudi Arabia. That is a much more sane way of dealing with crime than the Christian way, which is to say, oh, you came from a bad background, and we really love you, and here, go to jail and be rehabilitated, and then we'll let you out after you've read the Bible enough. I don't have mercy for criminals. I don't have mercy for people who cause strife, and they should be summarily executed and removed from society.
In talking with the two of you, there's not much lightness or humor.
That's because you're talking. That's because we're.
This is all really.
You're talking.
It's all very serious. There's kind of a fortress mentality about this.
If we were dragging you to be thrown to the lions, I don't think you'd see much lightness.
Look, whether you are
to the lions, Zena? Come on, now have you been thrown to the lions?
Oh, I would say
Satanists all over the country are being.
Am I throwing you to the lions?
As much as the society that we live in now is, I'd say yes.
So what you're saying is not just necessarily me today, that you have a beleaguered stance.
See, you don't realize, from our point of view, we are under attack. We are being attacked.
Everyone should be attacking Satanists. What's wrong with that?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
But you don't see from our point of view either how we are under attack and we are retaliating. This is our philosophy.
Do you think I want to come here to explain these things to you? We're being attacked every day by the media, by religious fanatics, and by people like you, even though you claim to be rational.
And we're constantly being called upon to
We have a lot of other things to talk about than say why we're not this and why we're not that, but you constantly attack us and slander us. If you're going to say the Satanic Bible is responsible for murder, then you're going to have many more Satanists coming out.
I don't see that as an attack because I think that I have the right as a journalist, to cite quotes that I think
well, we're not
encouraging
but we have the right
negative
to
behavior.
cite the Holy Bible, and you say, well, all these things aren't Christian.
No,
all these
no,
things
I say that they are philosophically inconsistent with what is taught, that they are.
Well, I seem to see this double standard.
Why is there a double standard? Why? There's Jim Jones, the Spanish Inquisition,
well, because
all
this
kinds
book
of
says,
religious and holy wars.
Because it's very simple. Because this book says, turn the other cheek and love your neighbor.
It says so many things.
This
it also
book says, hate your neighbor and get even with that sucker.
That book also
Perform
says...
a destruction ritual on him.
That book also
this
says
book
that witches
That book
exist.
says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
That was the theocratic state of Israel.
Well, it's in that book. Why don't you take it out?
I'm not taking it out. That was a civil crime in a theocratic state.
Why are you still using
it had nothing to do with person-to-person. I'm talking person-to-person conduct here.
What about?
But people still read this.
I'm talking about the rules that govern interpersonal relationships, and those
the
rules
Old Testament,
are love your neighbor, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. This book says, perform a destruction ritual, and if he's annihilated as the result, rejoice.
Right, it does.
Rejoice.
And what about the things in that book? In the Old Testament, it is filled with descriptions of pious, religious people sacrificing goats to Jehovah, your God, not my God, but your God. How do you explain that? Why are you still using this primitive book about goat sacrifice, the proper way to wear your hat when you're in the desert? This has nothing to do with the modern society we live in.
Civil,
well, why are you using? Look at it as a history book.
Culture.
What does it have to do with your culture?
The new covenant that Jesus Christ established through the cross. That is the message that we now bear.
Why? Why are you? You are of European descent, I imagine. Why do you reject the beautiful and pure tradition of pagan heritage, which you have, in favor of an alien Eastern creed that came out of a desert that has nothing to do with the world you come from or live in? Why?
Well, the answer is very simple, that there is one God, and that paganism is an attempt of Satan to turn people from the true God.
What was it when your ancestors before Christ were pagans? What was it then? Were they sinners?
God always was.
Why didn't anyone hear about it?
They did hear about it. The invisible things of God are clearly seen from the creation of the world, the first chapter of Romans.
What about all your ancestors who were pagans?
Well,
are they sinners?
some of my ancestors probably were pagans because they were a product of that culture in its declension away from the worship of the true God.
Well, you are a product of Judeo-Christian culture, which has infiltrated Western society.
I'm also as you, the product of a personal decision as to whom I would yield my life to and what value systems I would choose to live by. I made that personal decision.
And your personal decision, you will admit, is not based on rationality, but faith in a book.
No, I will not admit that. It is based upon the height of rationality of God as a demonstrably intricate, loving, personal creator and designer of this universe.
Well, whether you like it or not, in the future, people are going to look at the Bible and put it on the shelf with Mother Goose's fairy tales and all the other wonderful books that human beings have created to give them some meaning, and it will just be looked at as another book. You have your belief system. It's based on a book written 2,000 years ago. As far as I'm concerned,
in part,
it has no relevance.
And it was not written 2,000 years ago.
They've revised it. King James revised it, took out the parts he didn't like.
But there is the Old Testament that goes back with historical consistency far beyond that.
And that's the part that advocates animal sacrifice, is the Old Testament. Why don't you throw that part out then? Why do you worship a book that advocates animal sacrifice?
As she used the word, the scapegoating was a foreshadowing of the ultimate sacrifice, as Christ, our great high priest, came to offer himself as the final sacrifice for sin.
Well, there will come a day when people will look at this tape and hear what you're saying and say these were truly the dark ages, when an intelligent person like Bob Larson could advocate such insane ideas.
The idea that God would love us enough to give of himself for us, I don't consider that to be insane. I think it's the most beautiful idea on the face of this planet.
So Santa Claus is a nice idea too, but I wouldn't set up a church based on it.
But what it does
is that it does for me what I could not do for myself.
Makes
you see,
you
as
feel
a
happy.
Satanist, you can save yourself.
It makes you
As
feel...
a Christian, I cannot save myself.
Well, I'm telling you, what if I told you you're free? There is no God, there's no heaven or hell. Bob, you're free to do whatever you want to do. You're a fairly rational person. I trust you. You can dismiss all this nonsense and live your life now. You wouldn't go with that. You'd rather still...
Well, I would have to make both a decision of faith as well as the decision of my intellect to determine whether or not that was truly true. You see,
Have you never doubted that this book, the Bible, may not be an accurate portrayal of the
universe? And I've
universe?
doubted many times the veracity of what I personally believe. And like all people, I'm on my own pilgrimage to find what has theologically been called that ultimate ground of being, that ultimate truth. But as I continue, I'm continuing on a pathway paved by mercy and justice and goodness and love, not one paved by vengeance and hate and retribution, where the strong survive. Those are the two things that are antithetical.
What you're talking about, love, mercy, forgiveness, peace, that's all theoretical. Not
if you're the recipient of it.
Not even any Christian is practicing that at this moment.
Not all of them.
Christians are cheating on their wives. Christians are killing each other. And the Bible and your church aren't going to change anything about that. Until you look at human nature realistically, you're never going to have a sane perspective on the world.
Finally, in a nutshell, your view of Christ and your view of Satan. So there's no misunderstanding to anyone as to what you truly believe about both. I'll let you go first and Zeno last. Christ and Satan.
Christ is a mythological figure, just as the Easter Bunny, Hercules, Zeus, the Tooth Fairy, and if you want to believe that Christ existed and was a historical personage, that is your right. However, I place no importance on Christ or the teachings of Christ, except that Judeo-Christianity as a whole has, in my view, been a very dangerous cult that has destroyed human potential for 2,000 years, and I oppose the idea of Christianity. I do not accept the religious validity of Christ, but I do believe it is a dangerous social system, and I am glad to see that it's finally decaying.
And Satan?
Satan, just as all the other mythological figures I named, is a figure that the human imagination has created as an archetype. If you've read Carl Jung, you know what an archetype is. An ideal. It's a type, a form, and it has no more valid existence than Christ. However, you can decide a lot about a person, whether they resonate to the archetype of the God of death, which is Christ, the God of self-sacrifice and surrender, the God of the meek and the weak, or Satan, who is traditionally the God of the strong, of the powerful, and of the leaders of the world.
Zena, Christ and the devil.
Personally, I don't even give them the time that I think the average Christian does. I don't view Christ as anything more than just what Nicholas said, an archetype. Satan, it's clearly been stated that we use it in the representative and symbolic sense of meaning the adversary, or the opposed, or the one to question, or the rebel, traditionally. And any anthropomorphic form that Satan may hold, you would be more likely to find in something that's right around us. A physical object, maybe a car. Or
no
maybe
God, no devil, just us.
It's
That's
up
what
to you.
Just us as
that's
animals.
What it boils down
That's
to,
it.
yeah.
We live in a cosmos that is created by nature, comes from nature, and shall return to nature. There's no judge above us or below us.
You may be stunned by what you just saw. It's shocking to hear anyone, even Satanists, calmly discount love, compassion, and moral decency. Don't comfort yourself thinking the ideas of LaVey and Shrek are pretentious. They meant every word they said. Satanism is not the stuff of gothic horror novels. It's an active ideology dedicated to the subversion of values we hold dear. Satanism can and does affect you. Satanic crimes are increasing. We've recently learned that international drug dealers look to black magic for assistance. And far too many teenagers are drawn to devil worship because their lives are devoid of love and meaning. Combating such incredible evil is not the job of politicians, policemen, or theologians. That responsibility belongs to you and me. The Bible tells us, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. If you and I will be instruments of God's good wherever we go, the evil agenda of Satanism will be defeated. Be comforted by the words of 1 John 3:8. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the devil's work. If your faith is weak, now is a good time to reconsider what you think about God, Satan, and the origin of evil. If I can help you, don't hesitate to write me. You'll find the address on this video. Thank you again for taking time to watch The First Family of Satanism. This is Bob Larson.
Turn to God now and stop vaping.
Welcome to a special Christmas Eve edition of The Jim Baker Show, coming to you from the village of Morningside, USA, snuggled in the beautiful Ozark Mountains. Today, join us as we share the true meaning of Christmas, along with some amazing last-minute deals. We're joined by many of our family and friends today. I'm your co-host, Tammy Sue Baker. Now, direct from Grace Street at Morningside, USA, it's Christmas Eve with The Jim Baker Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Jim Baker Show. I'm so glad that you're joining us today here on Grace Street. I want you to grab a cup of coffee or some hot cocoa, get your Bible, snuggle down on the couch, and let's join my dad, Jim Baker, as he shares with us the Christmas story and what Christmas means to him.
I'm going to read a little Christmas scriptures for us all. That I wanted to do a little bit of the Christmas story, if you don't mind. And then would you, and we've got so much more to share with you, and we've got discounts that are more than discounts. They're absolutely below cost. Yes. Stores just can't do that. And what we have is today we've had, and if you haven't been watching, make sure you go to our website, jimbakershow.com, and you can pick out if you want those things that you love, of course, but that have great discount.
Yes.
Let me just for a minute read to you Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. Would you go there if you have that at home? And this is King James Version. And Christmas means so much to me this year. And our grandkids have already started decorating the grandkids' tree. We have the grandkids' key, and then we have the family tree, a great big tree in our living room. And we do it as a family situation, and then we all gather there on Christmas to celebrate Jesus. And this is Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. Let me read it to you just a little bit. It says, "Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused," engaged, that means she was engaged to Joseph before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. And what that means is he was not willing to break their engagement. You know, in the world, they say, oh, she's been out fooling around or something. You know what I mean? That's just, you know what Mary had to go through? But the angel came and talked to her, talked to her husband-to-be, Joseph. Let me go on. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. This is something so supernatural. This is the great moment of history. This is the birth of the Savior, the Lord. I just feel like I have to read this because a lot of our children don't even know what Christmas means. Right. And I'm hoping you will read the Christmas story.
Yeah.
That's why we're sending out the Nativity. That's why we have this one here. Here I'm eating by this here. Yeah. But this is this one here. This is for your kids.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this.
For our grandkids.
I'm obsessed with Christmas. I'm obsessed with Christ's birthday. I'm a melancholy type person, you might say. So I think sometimes at Christmas time, what would it feel like if I was Jesus? And everybody was celebrating somebody else.
Right.
Santa Claus was everywhere. Santa Claus was in my house. Santa Claus was with the children were saying, Santa Claus is coming, Santa Claus is coming. Then Mrs. Claus now is as holy as Santa. You know, Mrs. Claus she's the one who brings miracles and wonders and I mean, it's true in the stories.
It's true.
But it's Jesus. And that's why I really wanted to read this today. And this is a time of the year where we have special things for Christmas sales.
Mm-hmm.
But this helps pay for us to stay on TV. And so I want to, I'm just mentioning this because this story I'm reading can be read, the Christmas story. There's so much Christmas story in the Bible. Look in them, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just look in the. Some are better than the others. Just, explaining it all. You just take one of them, and then you could have the kids could literally, as you start reading it, they could put the characters right in as you read this.
That's right.
And so we have these.
Yes, it's a $45 donation for the Nativity toy set, the DVD, the Christmas story, and the Christmas storybook by Super Kids.
You get the video.
Yes.
And the book.
That's right.
Those are the best Christmas books you can get.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm ordering. I never even thought I knew I was going to get these because you guys told me this is what the kids want for Christmas. But I just thought about what I'm going to do is Tiffany, I'm ordering another. I'm going to order another one. Please.
We've got to.
Because I'm going to put it in.
You're going to be all
at our home, we have the grandkids room.
Yes.
And I have all their pictures hanging in there and all their toys. This is the most important thing.
That's right.
Most important.
Most important. This is what it's all about.
And now I'm
serious.
going to start a new tradition. I'm going to take the book and have them sit around. This is all just coming to me right now. And sit around and read to them, Grandma.
Did you see how
their grandkids?
Yeah. Did you see how Jackson loves figures? He just he helped. He helped decorate a tree. He climbed a ladder, small ladder. We don't think we're dangerous, and he helped decorate that. But this is what Jackson would do.
Yes.
He has all the animals. All would take them, and put them all around, looking at baby Jesus here.
That's right.
I set all these animals up here, looking, and so the kids would just move them all around.
Yeah.
And then you could teach them who was there, and there's the camel, there's the kings. There's the shepherds.
18 pieces.
It's huge.
Yes.
We got a couple angels here. This is what price again?
$45 donation to the ministry.
And you get the video of the nativity story, the first Christmas, the birth of Jesus, and you get also the book.
Yes.
The great super book.
Yes.
In the video.
That's wonderful.
For a total gift of $40. Getting the whole scene, it's like having it come alive in their home as well.
Yes.
I would do that. But anyhow, I'm supposed to be reading about the birth, the beginning of this story, because it's really important. So, but while he thought on these things, we had Joseph, the husband, being a just man. He not wanting to put her at a public example. This is what they did back in the Bible day, was minded to put her away privately, break their engagement. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Amen.
Now, all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Behold,
okay, Boomer, can I at least get my nativity scene in a bucket?
Forth the son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. Then Joseph, being raised from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord had bidden him, and took unto him his wife, and knew her not. That means they did not have marriage relationship till she had brought forth her firstborn son, and he called his name Jesus. That's all I'm going to read today. That's just one part. That's the beginning, the supernatural beginning. You see, the Bible explains it all. People say, well, how did they know this? How did they know that? The angels came. Yeah. All these was a supernatural. And it's the biggest celebration probably in the world today. But people are getting further and further away from the real meaning of Christmas. But our first step to salvation, that we must believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin.
Amen.
This story is supernatural. This is God's story. This is inspired of the Holy Spirit. Jesus was sent to earth by God his Father to be born and then to die on a cross. Just as a required was the sheep that died for sins back in the Old Testament. They'd have an altar. But now Jesus Christ has become our Savior. That's why Christmas shouldn't be just presents for each other. Christmas is the greatest moment in history. God's Son was sent to earth, supernatural. You say, I don't understand it. Only God could do something like this. Only God could make a supernatural birth. So then we believe that Jesus was born. We believe that he died on the cross. And then we believe that he rose from the grave.
Yes.
And all that story is in detail in the Bible.
And, I gave $3 to tell Busy Bone to have another beer
this Christmas.
Good.
Just go into a little bit more of it and take our time. Sometimes when the kids want to open presents and all, it's, but I believe that Christmas should be a time when we not just celebrate his birth, but we teach it.
Yes.
So future generations, because I'm telling you, if you ask kids what's Christmas about, probably 75% of them would say it's Santa Claus. It's getting presents, but it's all about Jesus. And during this special time we've had with our sale, that we call it, we're trying to bring gifts as much as possible that will help you, but gifts that will honor Christ.
Yes.
Honor the Christ of Christmas. The scripture that probably is the most famous scripture that we all memorize when we're little is John 3:16. Do you think it is?
Oh, yes.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's what Christmas is all about.
It really is.
And that's why it means so much to me. I appreciate all of you that are ordering Christmas things from us today. We wish we never had to raise money, but the offerings, which God says, bring them into the storehouse where you're fed. You bring those offerings in, and so offerings are not a bad thing when you give as unto the Lord. So what you're giving today, let it be an offering as unto the Lord, and help us to build this new super network to reach the world with the voice of the prophets. The prophets, I got to teach this through maybe during this season if I can. The prophets were there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
The prophets told them.
Yes.
That's how
right.
That's how did you know how the kings that were there, the shepherds, there was voice of prophets all over telling them what the star meant and what it all meant. And it's supernatural. And God's now going to use the prophets to tell, and he's telling us right now, that king who came as a baby is coming back just as he said he would do.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming back. Well, I don't have enough time to go more,
That's so good, honey.
One of the salvation is confessing Christ.
Yes.
And so that's why when you, Grandma, no matter what anybody says, you give your grandchildren this set of the Nativity, you're saying, Grandma believes in Christ.
Yes.
The only great thing you can leave is as a heritage of salvation for your children.
Yes, amen.
And we have this set that would be so perfect. And I'm being serious about there's Noah's Ark. As it was in the day of Noah, you could eventually, as they grow to be teenagers, you can tell them why the world was flooded. That the world was sinful. Just like it's going to now, just like it's being sinful. We're not going to have a flood, but it's going to be great, serious, perilous time coming. And we have a set there.
Yes,
and,
the Noah's Ark set.
Noah's Ark
Isn't
set
that
for
great?
$35 donation. Yes.
How much?
$35. Yes.
And that one's so popular that it's almost gone.
It is.
But you order it, you can still get them right now. And there's, it has 17 pieces. And you could, again, the kids get to play with all those animals.
Yeah,
isn't it cool?
Yes.
2 big elephants is with it, and all these things. The kids like to even play with it in the bathtub. And it's got a little storybook that comes with it, just a small one, I believe. And so it's the Ark set that you can play with.
Yes.
And that's way. And then as they grow up, you teach them as it was in the day of Noah. And that was because they were wicked, and God saved them all. But we've made it just an animal play thing. But you can tell them the real story that they're going to be. We have one more, Marcella.
And then we have the David and Goliath toy set right here. It's a 16-piece set with all the little characters. And then, of course, you will receive the David and Goliath storybook by Superbooks and the DVD as well.
So call right now. Look at, there's part of the video you're seeing.
Isn't the animation is amazing. Comes to life. It's 1-888-988-1588.
Now, is all the sales stuff's online, right?
Yes, they can visit us at jimbakershow.com to go, and it's all on one page, so we've made it easy for you to just go and see all the different sale items that we have today.
Okay. Lori, do you want to go back to you yet, or are you ready back there?
Back to the Lories. Here we are.
The double Lories.
The double Lories.
It's a double treat.
You know what Lori means? It means crowned with honor.
Laurel crown.
The laurel crown.
That's right.
My 2 crown girls, right?
That's right.
Thank you, Dad.
That's right.
Well, we have our beautiful handcrafted in the USA cross necklaces, mom necklace, heart necklace.
Yes.
Just $15 today, which is an amazing
That's incredible. I can't even believe it. I remember when Dad had this one made for me, this beautiful crystal heart necklace.
Yes.
And it was on my 61st birthday. And so we offered it then, and you were all so kind, and it's so exciting when I see people walk in, and the ladies walk in here, and they have at least 1 or 2 of the necklaces. But to think that it's $15?
Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, these are the kinds of gifts, ladies, that these are what other women want, and all the women in your life.
Yes.
And maybe it's not just grandma or your daughter or your mom. Maybe how about your aunt? How about your sister? How about your best friend? There's just so many people that you could bless, and also bless this ministry to help keep us on the air. As Jim is about to turn 80 in a few days, and here's a great thing about it, is his vision is bigger than ever.
Yes,
it is
amen.
so bigger than ever.
Yes.
And this, he told me, he said, this is the reason I was born, for this moment. And it's exciting. Oh boy, if you could hear our behind the scenes conversations, Jim and myself, it's so exciting. And we are so grateful for you. You know, you give to the ministry, but Jim is the biggest giver I have ever known in my entire life, and so he always wants to give back to you. So we have all these beautiful necklaces, as you can see.
We have our heart necklace, which was part of your Lori Loves It collection. We also have what I'm wearing right now, the mom necklace.
You know, Lori, actually, that is an amazing, that looks darling on you.
Good on me?
It really does.
I love it. So we have the mom necklace for just $15. We have the Royal Cross necklace, which is a part of Tammy Sue's line, the Golden Cross, and we also have the Pearl and Crystal Cross.
I literally cannot believe these are
amazing.
They're all $15 each. I can't believe that these are $15.
Yes, and they have the Swarovski crystals in them. Those are beautiful. You can see how they shine and glimmer in the light. These are such beautiful gifts.
Yes, so call us right now, 1-888-988-1588. Better yet, go to the website, JimBakerShow.com, and you'll be able to pick and choose which ones you want. Remember, like the mom necklace, Mother's Day,
That's right.
you know, stock up.
That's good.
Man, you are my daughter. Okay. We're going to move over here. Today. We're going to move over to the LL Skincare. Okay, you guys are going crazy, you ladies. Maybe some of you men, I don't know. This is something I worked on. If you're just tuning in and you're seeing us, this is a product that I worked on for 2 years and developed a skincare. This is not makeup, this is skincare. So going back and forth, saying this is what I want, this is what I don't want. This is all natural. It is absolutely incredible. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's all of those things. And I said, you know, I want that glow look and I want that dewy look, but most important, I want to take care of everyone, you know, us ladies, our skin. And I know this one thing that little Lori and Nana and the girls, they've all asked for this for Christmas.
Yes, we're waiting.
They're waiting. And their birthdays, Marisola just had her birthday.
I want it for my birthday.
And I think
Sooner
she was
the better.
probably thinking, and then Lori's birthday's in a few days.
We actually talked about that on the way here. I asked her if she got it for her birthday, and she's like, no, I thought I was going to get it. So I was hoping I would too.
You never know.
Christmas is around the corner.
So it is a complete skincare kit, and what's in this is you'll receive your daily cleanser. I believe when I say I use this every day, I use this every day. I've been using this for a long time. I've been testing it. I'm the tester, and so I check everything out. And if I didn't like something, I would send it back and say no, it's not exactly what I want.
Right. Yes, that's true. And so for today, Mom, you are giving a very special deal of $130 for the complete gift set. And this is going to be the daily facial cleanser. You'll also receive the hydrating toner, the day and night moisturizer, and the anti-aging cream. So this is the LL Skincare gift set for a donation of $130 to the ministry that helps us to keep going and bringing our shows to you.
Okay,
and stay
so
on the air.
Lori, you say the okay, this is the anti-aging eye cream. You'll receive in this kit, of course, your cleanser, day and night, and then your toner, which is extra special. Also, this is not a stringent toner at all. The day and night moisturizer, which is packed full of high quality vitamin C.
Good for
I mean, it's so good for your skin. And the anti-aging eye cream, which is also packed full of the vitamin C. So, and when I say vitamin C, I'm not talking about cheap vitamin C, high quality. And God has given us favor with really favor. And I've just fallen in love with our chemist, and we've just back and forth talking, and
she's amazing.
Just so precious. And this is a beautiful, natural product that means so much to me that you're enjoying this. And I just want to let you know that this kit is normally $250 retail, comparable retail. And we've been, offering it on my show and Life with Lori and a little bit on the Jim Baker show. And now for it to come down to $130, now this is not going to last, this price. This is the time to stock up on them, give them as gifts. Women will love this. And look how pretty this is. Just get it, go to Michael's or something. That's what I did. And I just got these little beautiful ribbon, and then just wrapped it around like that, and there it is. There's a precious gift. And remember, Mother's Day, all these things are going to come fast. What a great gift. Not just Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, just because. So call us right now, 1-888-988-1588, or go to our website, JimBakerShow.com.
Maricela, Mando, what do you have over there?
Hello. I'm excited. There's so much giving, being gifted away, right?
I love it.
We have an amazing deal for you right now. It's the hemp oil lotion bundle.
And we had to do this, Mando, because we know that there's many new viewers who have joined us. So we had to come back and talk about some of our special products that we have, some of our staples in our life, right?
And the hemp oil liquid, the offer that we're giving today is for a donation of $80 or more to the ministry. You're going to receive one of the hemp oil liquid, which is the 2 ounce. And then my favorite one is the topical, and it's a 2 ounce as a free gift for you today. Or you can get the curcumin as a free gift as well. So just when you talk to the operator, let them know which one do you want. And if you want the topical, or if you want the curcumin, it's up to you. Make sure you can go online as well. But that's for a donation of $80 to the ministry.
Yes.
Another one. This is, I don't know how you put this one together, is the Winter Hemp Curcumin Bundle for a donation of $250 to the ministry. This is the best of the best, people.
That's right.
You're going to receive 2 of the curcumin 2 ounce bottles, 2 of the topical, and 2 of the hemp oil. That is our favorite. That's 2 for 6 bottles for a donation of $250 or more to the ministry. This bundle right here is going to be the one you're going to want to have. Most people, when it gets cold, their bodies start hurting. If you play sports, if you walk, this is going to be the one that's going to be for you. Amazing bundle, $250 today.
Yes. And you know what's so amazing about this product, Mano? Like you said, the benefits of taking this product. We've had so many testimonies from many of you partners. You guys live by this. One of our executives, actually, he's here, in our ministry, and he was telling me the other day about his personal testimony. He has suffered so severely from allergies, just seasonal allergies, to the point where not even, taking the shots, not even allergy shots would work on him. And I asked him, he was telling me, he said, you don't understand, Maricela, the product that we offer is the best on the market. He was telling me, he's like, he takes a few drops under his tongue every single day faithfully, and for over a year now, he has not suffered with allergies. So that's just a praise report.
What I
of the
love about
amazing
this
benefits.
is it supports a rapid recovery if you're dealing with allergies, if you're dealing with pain, if you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, arthritis in your knees and your hands. You're going to want to try this. I'm telling you, this is the very best of the products. I know you dedicate yourself to finding the best products for you out there. And what a gift you want to give to yourself of someone that you love.
That's right.
Again, you're going to receive the hemp oil and the lotion, which
What
is
the
the
F blaze
topical,
it for Jesus.
a donation of
Smoke
$80
God every
or more
day.
to the ministry. You're going to receive one of the hemp oil liquid. That's a 2 ounce bottle.
Which is amazing.
Then you're going to receive one of the hemp extract lotion, which is a 2 ounce. That's a free gift. You can either have the lotion or the curcumin.
Yes, yes.
Now let's move over to the silver salt.
Absolutely. Like we said, this is a staple in our lives, our family. And today we have right now, as all you guys know, the change in weather, the cold and flu season is upon us.
Yes. Oh, boy.
So right now you want to make sure that you are building your immune system. And one of the ways that we build our immune system is by using Silver Soul liquid, drinking a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons every single day. Keep it in your system. It will literally start to build the immune system in your system to help fight against colds, flu, bacteria, mold, viruses. There's so many things that happen in our bodies right now. You want to start protecting yourselves.
And I just want to bring you up to date. The Silver Salt is probably the biggest seller of everything
it really
today.
Is. You are smart people out there.
People are going crazy for it because they know it's a good bargain. Plus, they need it now with the flu season.
That's right. Just everything that we're seeing right now.
Yeah. And so all the Silver Salt is selling.
Yes.
Right now.
So today, Dad, for a $125 donation, we've put together a special deal for you where you're going to receive 2 of the large 16-ounce bottles, 2 of the large 4-ounce gels, which is amazing for cuts, scars, burns, so many different. I use it, my little girl, I use it for diaper rashes. I mean, it truly is a natural alternative. And then today, as we announce, our Silver Soul lozenges are back in stock. And with this offer, you'll be receiving 3 boxes of the 15-count silver lozenges.
They better get them if they want them.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we've sold out. We sold out of them.
We've sold out of them.
We've been out of them for about 2 months.
Yes, absolutely.
And right now, the #1 seller today probably is the Silver Soul lozenges.
Yes, absolutely.
And so it's great.
The response
and so
is amazing.
hemp oil.
I love
this deal is selling.
Yeah.
Really, really great also.
I'm telling you, people don't want to miss this opportunity to get your hemp oil. It's the best in the market right now. Go, again, JimBakerShow.com. Put whatever works for you. But this bundle's right here for $80. I'm telling you,
and Mondo,
people.
you know, on the market everywhere, just 1 ounce of the hemp, which who knows even the quality of it, but 1 ounce retails for $99.
Yes.
So today you're receiving a 2-ounce bottle of our hemp liposomal liquid, plus you're receiving a free bonus that you get to choose of either the topical gel or topical gel lotion, or you get to choose the curcumin.
Yeah, amazing. For $80 donation today, you can have that. Make sure you get it today. Go to JimBakerShow.com, or you can give us a call.
Ho, ho, holy shit, these people are shameless money grubbing scam
and
artists.
let the operator know which bundle
Unironically,
you want. But
praise
make sure
Jesus.
if you're hurting, I mean, this right here, this topical is the best. I'm looking at the band right now. I told them, you guys are going to need this after you finish playing. But, you know, it takes the pain away within minutes. The pain is gone. You can feel working immediately. Inflammation is gone. I'm telling you, it reduces the recovery time to almost minutes.
Yes.
Incredible.
All the hemp is selling today crazy, and the Silver Salt selling crazy, and Cub Go is the single unit. A lot of people buying that for Christmas gifts, it looks like.
I love it. I think it's one of the smartest things you can do is get prepared.
That's right.
Buy a generator for you. We have seen California with blackouts. We're seeing the Northeast right now being hit with so much snow. You're gonna want to have one in your vehicle, one in your living room. But again, the security to know that you have power available to charge your phone and communicate with your loved ones. It is the best deal, in my opinion, when it comes to the Cub Go generator. I don't know how you got Mr. Frank and the whole Cub Go company to make this happen, but this is your day.
They were feeling generous. They just kept throwing in more bonuses. I was like, I will take them and I will pass them on to our partners.
We are going to offer the triple Cub Go generator just for you.
Yes.
Guess what? For a donation of $700 to the ministry, you're going to receive 3 of the Lion Energy Cub Go generators, 3 of the solar panels, which they're 20-watt solar panels. Now, this is the amazing part. You're going to get 3 different gifts. The first one is the Roku Express. It has over 450,000 movies and TV episodes. You can download the PTL network with it. You're also going to receive as a free gift the amazing battery charger.
Yes, love this product.
And this one, I saw you trying this out.
I was.
The 12-volt hair straightener as a free gift. All this for a donation of $700 to the ministry.
Amazing gift.
So this is what you're going to receive. The 3 Cup Go generators, right? You're going to have a 12-volt cigarette lighter input or output, however you want to call it. You're going to get 2 USB ports, a flashlight, an AC adapter where you can plug in your lamps, your TVs. It has a light setup where it lets you know how much charge you can have on your generator. You're also going to be able to have flashlight to be able to, again, when you lose power,
that's right,
you want to be able to make sure that you got
never tried to sell me anything.
These generators are literally only 3 pounds. It's so lightweight, so easy to carry, so easy to use. I love that.
It is TSA approved.
Yeah.
It's got 3 USB outputs, 1 AC output. You can charge your cell phone, your iPad, a laptop.
That's right.
You can have a 55-inch television plugged into this and run it from here. You're also able to have a lamp and have some lights in it. But again, you're getting several gift items. I don't know how you made it happen. When you receive 3 of the generators, the Cup Go, they can travel with you. You can put them in your purse. They can go in your backpack. Put them in your car, your glove compartment, in your RV. Different ideas to be able to have one. You keep one and give the other 2 as a gift. How about that?
Yes.
Well, you're also going to receive the unbelievable 20-watt solar panels. Now, by the way, the solar panels are very special because you have 2 more USB ports that you can charge your cell phone, you can charge your iPads. Most devices today are powered up by USB ports. So again, 2 extra that you're gonna receive. This 20-watt solar panel, you're gonna receive 3 of them with this offer. You're also gonna get 3 different gifts.
Yes. One of the gifts is going to be one of my favorite products that we have ever offered on the Jim Baker Show, and that is the amazing battery charger. This product, I'm telling you, as a woman, as a wife, as a mom, to have something that I keep this in my vehicle all the time. If your car breaks down and you need to jump start it, you could utilize this amazing battery charger. And I've had it actually happen to me that in moments, I can do it myself. I don't need another vehicle. I can hook it up, very easy, very simple, and within seconds, my car is back up, it's running. And so this is an amazing gift, really just to keep in your vehicle, to gift someone for safety purposes. There's emergency buttons on it, a light, but this is really one of my personal favorites just because it's so amazing to have. The worst thing that could ever happen is for you to be stranded on the side of the road, right, Mondo? So having this is a free bonus today.
Again, this gift is free with this offer. Another free gift is this one here, is that every lady loves this,
we gotta
right?
throw something in for the ladies. That's right.
But it comes with a beautiful travel bag.
Yes.
And we're gonna give you guys
a hair straightener, yes.
a glove so you don't burn your hands.
When they asked me, they're like, would you guys like a hair straightener? I said, absolutely. Every woman, do you know the many uses that we could use for hair straighteners in times of need? Absolutely, we will take it.
And then we're gonna throw in the Roku Express device where you can watch the PTL network 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This unbelievable streaming device is ready to go. All you have to have is internet, which is Wi-Fi, and you don't need any cables. You don't pay anything unless you're subscribing to Netflix, Hulu, something like that. But our PTL network is for free.
That's right.
You can watch it 24 hours a day. It is included with this offer here. Now, we got another offer. If you don't want 3 of them, we do have 2 of them that are going to be amazing because we're throwing in a different item that you're not going to want to miss. For a donation of $500 to the ministry, you're going to get 2 of the Lion Energy Cup Go, 2 of the Lion Energy portable 20-watt solar panels, 1 12-volt electric blanket as a free gift, and one 12-volt hair straightener. So if you got curly hair, or if you got wet hair, if you got straight, whatever you want, we're throwing this as a free bonus when you get this offer. Again, you want to think about when you lose power.
That's right.
That's one thing that you want to be ready for, is always have power on the go. This is renewable power on the go, making sure that whether you are at home or away from home, if you're in your office, if you're in your RV, if you're traveling, you can have power.
And this is a genius offer, Mondo, because 2 of them together, every family needs 2. I went on vacation and we had 1.
This is the Cyber Monday Double Cup Go generator offer, all for a donation of $500 to the ministry. You're going to receive 2 of the Cup Go generators, 2 of the 20-watt solar panels, 1 electric blanket, and of course, you just talked about the straight hit, right? So again, all this for a donation of $500 or more to the ministry.
Originally, it's $645, but today it's an incredible savings. If you call now, 888-988-1588, go to the internet 24 hours a day, jimbakkershow.com, to get that incredible savings. And we did a little bit of an alternate version right here in this package, and that is for $250 donation today, and that comes with the one of the Cup Goes, 1 of the 20-watt solar panel, and also if you look down here, you'll see the tactical flashlight set that comes with it as well. And on top of it, here gets Curly, the curling iron. They put that in there. And that, what kind of savings is that, Mondo, today?
That is $155 savings today. Normally it's $405. Today, just for you, Cyber Monday is $250. Again, you're receiving the great Cup Go generator. It's only 3 pounds. It's silent, it's small, it's lightweight, it's renewable power.
Yes.
It's TSA approved. It's got 3 USB outputs, 1 AC output. You can charge your cameras, you can charge your phones, your laptop, again, if you have a television and you want to be able to watch TV and be able to stay up with the news, if the power goes out, you can plug in a lamp, be able to have power in order to see where you're going, be able to charge your devices. Again, this is something that you're not going to want to miss out today. It has the unbelievable 20-watt solar panel that has 2 more USB ports to be able to charge any device that can be charged through the USB cables. You're also going to get the tactical flashlight kit as a free gift.
Free gift.
Absolutely.
It comes with it, and the hair. If your hair's curly and you need to straighten it out, hair straightener comes with it as well.
Absolutely. All for $250 to the ministry. Give us a call right now and make sure that you talk to the operator. If you want to get the triple or the double or just the single unit of the Cup Go, give us a call right now, 1-888-988-1588, or you can go to jimbakkershow.com and get your order in right away.
I also want to tell you that Lori Skincare is moving like crazy. And if you want,
it's an amazing product.
Get it now.
This is the best deal on her skincare that you will get all year long. So get it now.
$130. I love this skincare.
You're getting a bargain on this thing.
Yes.
You really are at $130.
Husbands, you need to get this for your wife.
Yes.
You need to get it for, hey.
What would be the normal retail on this if you were
$250? And
if it was at a department store, you'd be paying $250 for a Lori.
That it should be like $500. I'm going to tell you that women go in and buy the anti-aging eye creams all day long. You can't imagine what women spend. I know you guys are probably, mainly men are behind the camera right now. I know most of you can't imagine that women, listen, your wives don't tell you how much they spend on this kind of stuff. But they spend so much money just on a little eye cream because you just want those, all that stuff starts happening. And so it's just amazing. It's wonderful. And like I said before, God has given such favor because these people, the chemist, Frank Davis, he wants to bless this ministry to help keep us on the air. Most importantly, like Frank, and with the hemp and the silver, has brought us the best of the best. And this is the best of the best. I know it is. I've used it. I've tried it. I use it every day. Even when I want to go to sleep at night and I don't even have any makeup on and I'm tired, I cannot not do it. And I know you'll do the same thing. So I'm so excited for you. I am. I'm so excited. And I'm getting a lot more praise reports. Or I should say testimonies. I'm used to ministry. What could I say? Praise reports.
All right. This is great. All right. We're about out of time for this hour.
Before we leave, I want to remind you, we got more Silver Soul offer. This is the Winter Family Silver Soul.
That lounge is, if they don't, they sell
they
out
have to
so
get
fast.
them now. Absolutely.
We can't order them fast and get them.
Yes, that's right.
We're gonna. We probably need to put an order in right now because there's the new orders in and they're just selling like hotcakes.
Absolutely.
All right.
So this offer right here is the Winter Family Silver Soap Bundle. You're going to receive 6 of the 16-ounce Silver Solution Liquid, 4 of the 4-ounce Silver Solution Gel, 1 Silver Nature's Natural Healer book, all for a donation of $200 or more to the ministry. Your savings are going to be $155. Don't miss on this great opportunity for your family Silver Soul Bundle. Marcella, what do you have over there?
Yes, one of the amazing products that we have is the Be Alive, which I absolutely love. And one of the special offers that we have is the Be Alive Energy Bundle. We all need energy in our life, right?
Yes.
So today you are going to be receiving 3 bottles of the Royal Jelly Energy Capsules. Plus, we are going to send you a bonus free gift for today only of the Sweet Energy. And so let's talk really quickly. The Royal Jelly Energy Capsules, the benefits, just a couple benefits, is energy, stamina, vitality, healthy hair, skin, and nails. We all need this in our life.
Yes.
Help support immune function. Fresh, never frozen, dried jelly, tested to meet our strictest protocols. And it says, helps your body to help itself naturally. I love natural products. And this family, the Be Alive family, Madeline Belletta, Jason, Lori, they are so amazing at bringing us a great deal today for Cyber Monday. One more deal that we have, and I'm just going to go through these quickly for those of you who are watching or going online, calling the 800 number. The next deal that we have is the Be Alive Ginseng Energy Bundle. And this is for a donation of $85 to the ministry today. This is an amazing offer right here. You're going to receive 1 of the Royal Jelly Energy Capsules. Once again, it helps the energy, stamina, vitality. 2 ginseng capsules, increased mental clarity, improved mood.
Yes.
May also help promote restful sleep when taken right before bed. And so that's an amazing 2 ginseng capsules. And then as free gifts, you're going to receive 2 packages of the Energy Surge, which has 4 vials in it, and it supports mental performance and powerful antioxidant benefits used for stamina. And so this is a savings. When you order this today, it's for a savings of $64.50. You're going to be able to receive this as a donation of $85 to the ministry. These are amazing buys right now. So many of our partners, I love it. You guys are buying the products that are good for your health. You're wanting to get healthy this year. And so these are amazing deals that you don't want to miss out on. Theron, what do you have for us?
I love this Swish. I saw this out here and it was discounted. I'm like, I've been paying $50 for each one of these. That's $35 today. $35. It's glutathione. Your body makes it naturally, and they have invented it to be nano-sized, this Swish 30, and it's so small it goes right into every cell of your body, and it promotes regeneration of cells. It makes your cells heal quicker and get stronger. And for $35 today, it's so simple. You just take a cap, put it in your mouth, and a lot of times I'll just drive from my house over to Morningside, USA here, and I sit it in my mouth, and I wait, hello, good morning, I'm switching it, and it just goes right in your system, and it makes your brain turn on. It makes your body heal quicker. I know I play Frisbee golf, and I like to walk. I find that I'm better at it when I'm taking my Swish, and stupid me, one time I forgot to take it a couple days in a row, and then I'm like, why am I so tired? Why is my brain not working? And then it was the swish.
Isn't it amazing that when your body gets used to good products, you literally can tell the difference when you don't take it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
I
So
love it.
today, this is going to go out. We have a limited quantity left in stock. All of these items that we're doing today on Cyber Monday are limited quantities, but we don't want you to miss out. So go to the website right now, JimBakkerShow.com, or call us.
888-988-1588.
Yes.
I see Mondo over there with another hot seller.
Listen, this is the best offer today. You have been ordering the 96-ounce giant Christmas Given PH2O offer. I don't want to go through the whole thing. Just go to JimBakkerShow.com. For a donation of $200, you're going to receive a bundle that is going to change your life. What if this new year you start by drinking water and watch what your life is going to turn into? It's going to be spectacular. You're going to lose weight. You're going to get healthy. And why not do it at the best price? JimBakkerShow.com. For $200 or more to the ministry, you can have the PH family picture. It's a staple in our family. So call us or go to JimBakkerShow.com. We love you and we thank you for supporting the ministry. Everybody, what's going on stage?
Now, I want to say
I just got a word from the phones. The people are ordering Christmas buckets for Christmas.
Yay!
So a lot of people are ordering the Christmas. That's another one of my favorite things because it's so meaningful.
That's right.
Can you imagine 30 years shelf life food you're giving for a $100 gift, basically,
Amazing. Yes.
to stay alive?
Yes.
And they're beautiful Christmas wrapped, and it's just really something special. Mondo, you have one there? You can just show it? Yeah.
I'll walk over there with you.
You got to run because we're almost through with this hour. This is it. I love it. It's so bright and Christmassy and happy, and it's got all the stuff. And you got I ate those pancakes for breakfast this morning.
Amazing.
Were they good?
Amazing. Yes,
They're
those
good.
looked amazing. I was amazed by it.
I mean, they're delicious. They really are. I think we need to buy a bucket and keep it in our pantry again, because those are better than the pancakes we buy. And we buy healthy pancakes when we get, but this is, I can put, you know, the healthy syrup on it and everything. It's just amazing. But anyhow, thank you all for ordering these for your friends, your family. You can go to our website if you decide, oh, I really wanted that. Right. It's all there. And
just go to JimBakkerShow.com.
That's all?
That's it.
That's as easy
What if they want to talk to somebody?
Call 1-888-988-1588.
Well, it's Christmas time, and I pray that you'll have a great Christmas. And this has been a Baker family.
Yay! This has been fun.
Another Cyber
Not a reunion,
Monday. We love it. It's fun.
And I hope everybody will come to my birthday party.
Yes.
We're
Now,
so excited.
we are
On January 2nd, right?
January 2nd. That's right. Your
I mean,
birthday.
usually we tape it ahead of time.
my goodness,
No,
Jim,
we're
you
gonna
just
do
made
a
me
But
laugh.
it'll be live. No, it'll be live
He's
in
so
the
live
house.
here
afraid
in
nobody's
studio.
going to come to his birthday party.
Well, that's the Baker fear.
Anyway, all that to say.
Yes, live in studio on January 2nd, and we will be starting at 11 a.m. We're going to have
That's
an
right.
amazing day.
And we're going to celebrate you, honey, but we're also going to
Lance is going to be here, right?
Yes, Lance Wallnow will be here, and we'd love to have you here. Also, remember, New Year's Eve, Jim and Lance, Jim Baker and Lance Wallnow will be delivering messages,
Oh, my.
and it will be live streaming. You do not want to miss that.
You want to come in, if at all possible.
Oh, yes. It's going to be so much fun.
And the New Year's Eve, we're doing it in black tie, but you don't have to wear.
That just means dress up.
You can just wear your
if
black.
You want to.
You can wear your black Levi's and a black suit coat with a bow tie, and you look like you got a tuxedo on.
But definitely come and be in the studio audience celebrating Jim's 80th birthday. And believe it or not, you've just begun.
Yeah,
You have.
I hope so. New Year's Eve, also, we have a young lady, one of the singing prophets.
Yes.
Yes,
We
Jenny
have
Weaver.
Jenny
She's a prophetic
Weaver.
singer.
So we're gonna.
You guys better get ready because
worship.
she's gonna be.
We're gonna sing in the new year.
Oh, we love Jenny. She
Yeah,
is.
she's
Oh my
powerful.
goodness.
She's a powerhouse. That's
She's
for
a
sure.
powerhouse.
That's
right,
for
Nana?
sure. Yes.
And she not only that, she goes, she sings, she prophesies over you, she prays over you.
Yeah, amazing.
You guys are about. Oh, it's exciting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So make
Mary
your
Ann
plans
is going to
now.
be here.
Mary Ann Peluso McGahey.
Mary Ann's going to be here to
Yes.
prophesy over people.
Yes.
It's going to be a night of prophecy.
Amen.
And I've got the biggest prophecy word since 9/11.
Since the 31 things.
Yep.
Right, which was in 1999.
It's so big it scares me.
Yep. Well.
But it's true.
Yes. Amen.
I know when it's God. You know, one nice thing about not being real bright, you know, everybody thinks I'm so stupid anyway. You know, I mean, people just say, oh, Jim Baker, he just kind of miranders on, you know, but I'll tell you what, you know when it's God.
Absolutely.
When you know it's not you, you know you couldn't possibly dream up, and when God starts a major download, you only get those once every 25 years probably. 20, 25 years usually, maybe 10 at the most, a decade. And this is a decade download.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us today. Please order your products today on this special Christmas sale. Our number is 1-888-988-1588, toll free. Order anything and it will be a gift as unto the Lord. They can go to the website and shop all day, can't they, on this, Lori?
They sure can. Just go to JimBakerShow.com.
All right, and they can write us also
at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615.
Thank you for watching.
Yes.
And remember, when you sow into this ministry, you're sowing into the storehouse. And he says, when you give into the storehouse where you're fed, he said, you're going to have a blessing you don't even have room enough to contain. So let's stand together and let's believe God for the greatest new year and the greatest year we've ever had. God bless you, and God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast of The Jim Baker Show. Please help us continue to share the gospel of Jesus on the airwaves. Call now, 1-888-988-1588 to order today's special offers. You can also write Jim at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615. Or you can order this offer and many others online at JimBakerShow.com. Thank you for your prayers and financial support. It's because of you we can continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world. The PTL Network app is now available for your cell phone. For the first time ever, you can easily watch The Jim Baker Show, Life with Lori, PTL Shop, and everything the PTL Network has to offer on your cell phone. Using our app also gives you notices when our special events and tapings go live, and catch up on what you've missed from your favorite programs. More new shows are coming your way soon, so don't miss out. Download the free PTL app for your Apple or Android phone today. Coming soon to Morningside and The Jim Baker Show. Bring in the new year with Jim Baker and Dr. Lance Wallnow, with a special New Year's Eve service at Morningside on Tuesday night, December 31st. Come celebrate Jim's 80th birthday with us here at Morningside on Thursday, January 2nd. Steve Strang returns to Morningside to release his new book, God, Trump, and the 2020 Election, on Tuesday, January 7th. For our full taping and broadcast schedule, visit us online at JimBakerShow.com. We can't wait for you to see what God's doing here at Morningside.
No man is a failure who has friends.